Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host. I have no lights on. Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. How are you guys doing? Just a second. Hold on. Oh my gosh. There we go. There's some light in this place. Woo. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's been so long. I don't even know how to run a stream anymore. I feel like I have not been at this computer in like months or whatever. And the title of this is accurate. I am so exhausted. I am just freaking wiped out, man. The driving and the flying and all of this combined today is oh my god. I am done. It's crazy. It is crazy. So with that, we'll see how this goes.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Well, okay then. Okay. With that said, it's the title says short stream ? We're not set in stone here. We're not set in stone. I'm like I said, I am truly well and truly exhausted. That does not mean I'm a complete bitch. And we'll see how the evening goes. Hold on, I got to get this Odyssey chat pulled up. Everything was shut down while I was gone, so I got to get all my windows back in place. All right, so tonight we have one principal item on the agenda, right? I think people want to know what the hell happened at the You Are Here podcast with Ethan Ralph screaming like a retard outside. There's some people, even people I like, suggesting that Ralph should be let in the building. They should have let Ralph in. And stuff like that. And hey, maybe they should have let Ralph in. But let me tell you who made those decisions. Because it certainly wasn't me. And it wasn't really Elijah either. And so there's some secrets, some tip-top secrets that go all the way up the chain at the Blaze. And were they right or wrong? That's, doesn't really matter. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about Ralph's little after party, I guess. Not the after party, the thing he invited me to, the Kingpin Invitational, which is great because it's not an invitational at all. Did he call it an invitational? No, it was not Glenn Beck either. Glenn Beck is not actually, Glenn Beck created the Blaze. I think he owns it or something, but he is not on the executive section of the Blaze. He called it the Invitational. Um, wasn't really, it's not an invitational if you buy a ticket. Like, it's just not, that's not an invitational. I invite you to buy a ticket to my event. Therefore, it's an invitational. Dear God. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Jim did a very thorough job breaking down the event. And we're not going to spend a whole bunch of time. Oh my goodness. Focused on that. We also have to talk about this Kyle Kareth and Chad Reed situation. Because fuck you, I was right. We'll also be talking about the Kyle Kareth and Chad Reed situation a little bit, with probably some more to come, at some point here. But first, we've got a bunch of super chats that have already come in, which is great. Very, very fun to be welcomed home with super chats and a show. Man, so someone commented on one of my Jesus, Wolfgang, what the hell? Someone commented on one of my posts or something. It was like, Nick, you're slipping. You can't let that happen. I've been looking lately to find your videos and I'm not finding you. And it's like, man, I don't know what to tell you, because I announced a million times that I would be gone starting on Thursday and back on Tuesday. I announced it on several different places, on several different shows or whatever. And then they're like, I just can't, I'm not finding your shows at night lately. Well, look, I don't know how much they're looking, but if you couldn't find the show from Thursday to Tuesday, it's because I announced that there would not really be any shows from Thursday until tonight's show. But also, YouTube has been very fond of limiting the notification system. So, I don't know how to do it better, right? I post, I talk about it. I posted it on a community post. I posted it on Locals. Sorry. Good Lord. We're going to get this. Oh, so this morning, Lady Raggets and I ended up going to Dallas last night. We were in Tyler. We were in Tyler as of, what was it? So the You Are Here show was on Friday. We woke up Saturday, and then we went to lunch with Dick Masterson, an 80s girl, and then we shot out of town to Tyler. And that was where we got to meet Kevin Costner and do a charity event. I guess I can show the picture of us with Kevin from my Instagram if you want. And then we did that. And then we got to hang out with family that I haven't seen my Tyler family since my grandmother passed, which is, I'm realizing now, 2 years ago. And that was crazy. So hung out with family. But then, and we were going to leave early Tuesday morning, and shoot over to Dallas, get on the plane, and come back home. Thank God we did not, because a massive storm blew through there. And Lady Raggets and I were in the hotel when the storm hit Dallas, and she was mad at me because she was resting. And I was like, oh, I want to watch the storm. So I turned all the lights off and I'm watching the lightning. There was no rain at the time. And by the time I had turned all the lights off, it's dumping down rain. I'm like, oh, look, tornado weather. She's like, don't you dare say that. It's like, chill. We're in a big hotel. It'll be fine. Probably, maybe. When has anybody ever died in a hotel? I mean, never. And so the storm blows through. It's crazy. Lightning everywhere. Lots of wind, lots of rain. But and some hail. It's fine. And it goes by. But my relatives actually had a bunch of shit knocked down in their yard, and their driveway was blocked off this morning by a big tree. So it's really fortunate that we left last night, because we would have probably been stranded down in Texas. But anyway, so it was fun. Good wild times. Wild times. All right. Now I got the why does Dick keep breaking body parts? The man, so let me tell you, I'll show you what I texted Dick, or I'll read you what I texted Dick when I heard that he broke his arm or hurt his arm or whatever. What is going on? Can I get, dude, can we get, what is happening? Why is this so slow? Holy hell. Okay. Well, I'm trying to read you the exact text, but Jesus, it's just not loading. There we go. Why is it showing me shit from 2020? All right. Well, this thing is broken as shit. Oh, okay. So I can't look at my text on my computer right now. The website is completely destroyed. What I said was, I heard you busted your arm bowling or whatever. Don't sprain your pussy replying to this text. So that's, I don't know what's up with Dick, but he can't seem to walk or breathe without having a catastrophic injury. Absolutely destroyed. Busted man. But we ate at a place in Dallas called Cadillac, not Cadillac the car, but Cadillac. Get it? Yeah. Cadillac barbecue. Oh my God. It was one of the best. It was the best brisket I've ever had. It was so good. I've never had brisket like that. They used some sort of Wagyu meat, and it was ridiculous. How much did I smoke before the show? Nothing. I was asleep. Okay, let's get these early super chats before I'm unconscious. Wolfgang Deo says, you hinted at a short strim yesterday, and now today is short strim day, despite promising a full strim today. Boomer eat pop bundle of sticks. It is a question mark. It is a question mark. I did say there's no way you can make me do a full stream. Bigots! Wolfgang says if broken escalators are temporarily stairs or broken doors temporarily walls. Then says a congressman got mauled by a fox. Cracker Jill is a thing instead of Jack, and Squid Game creators are making Killing Old People Club. What the fuck you do? Everything. And then Wolfgang says it spreads the jelly into the peanut butter. Disgusting. Richard Grubber says, not to get too nerdy, but Sabaton isn't war metal. War metal is also called bestial black metal. It's black metal with death metal influences.
Let's put it out on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you're 6'3". I'll slap the shit out of you, fucker.
Wolfgang says, normal stream or we release a video of you getting pegged. Your choice, nose man. And then he says, I'm gay. Don't mod me. Dragon's Treasure says, YouTube censorship is ridiculous. Super chat is in a Twitter DM. Is it 8 pages long, though? Because sometimes... No, it's not. Okay, thank God. Sometimes the super chats that you send me in DMs are fucking eternal. Here's what he says. I have finally managed to escape Illinois and am now residing in Texas. To celebrate, I am starting the DEP trial coupon code 1 week early. Use coupon code Amber Poops in Beds. One word with no spaces, or if you use spaces like a normal human, it should work. To get 10% off your order at the Dragon's Treasure and help us rebuild our coffers, each purchase will help remind you that Amber Heard poops in people's beds. Disgusting. Absolutely revolting. Thank you, Dragon's Treasure. Yes, that's right, guys. You can go to dragonstreasure.com for all of your anime themed tea needs, and you can use your coupon code Amber Poops in Beds to get 10% off whatever you order. And that is in honor of the upcoming Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, the defamation case to end all defamation cases. It will be live streamed here. It will be live streamed here. I know Legal Bites will also be streaming it, and that is great. I wish her the absolute best and encourage people to watch her channel for commentary if that's what they're looking for. If you want my flavor of commentary and jokes, watch it here. That'll be great. That Umbrella Guy will be on Friday of this week, and we will be doing a prep show, prepping for the upcoming disaster of this trial. The trial technically starts on the 11th of April, but streaming of the trial is expected to start on April 12th, according to the court. Right now, I'm looking to get a few more details on that and solidify it, but that's what is on the court website currently, is that the expectation is that it would streaming would start on April 12th. But we will be here for that. Wolfgang says astrology is stupid. Yeah. Pooh Zerker says, I'm an audio engineer and headphones aren't good enough. You really need surround sound for your setup. May I suggest Rage Pig 5.1? I mean, Dolby 5.1. Also, would you be so kind as to give us a suey? I guess. I don't have cancer-riddled lungs like someone out there. Suey. Jim. Damn it, Jim. Hearing Jim light up on stream made me want to go over to whatever doxed address he has and kick him right in his damn testicles. You should have gotten cancer of the balls, you idiot. Stop smoking, Jim. Stop it. Wolfgang Deo says, I will never change a diaper in my life ever. He says, wake up, Nick. You are late for the stream. Ed Gein says, Nick, can we get a toast for a member of our community that passed away? Pixlexia died when a truck T-boned her wagon. F's in chat. She'll be missed. Sure. Okay. I haven't drank since I was on the plane. I was sober to Pixlexia, the grumpiest Twitch follower that I have, that has been around the longest, a great member of the community whose wagon was savagely destroyed by a truck T-boning it. May you be T-boned eternally, pleasantly in the afterlife. Cheers to Pixlexia. Wolfgang says, wait, what? F? Pixlexia! CL Hunter says, welcome back, Nick. Great to see you. We're almost there. Holy shit. Brian Schultz says, just rewatched Last Action Hero. Has a huge cast. Yes, it does. Jack Murphy says, Ron and I broke up. He caught me simping for Camelot, screamed at me, and beat me with a remote. We ended the thing there. Cam fan for life. Wolfgang, I think I need to be put into a witness protection program to keep all these women away from me. Sheesh. And then he says, Nick stole my dog. We know that's not true. I'm not stealing any dogs. Ron Toya, he's lying, Nick. I'm a changed man. Proof is in all those books I sent you. If you read them, you can change too if you read them too. Mario Carter 13, Texas has implied contracts. How many times does a rage pig in Texas have to squeal before you're contractually obligated to provide a suey? B. Ivory Law, look here, Whitey, I demand a 3+ hour free show. All the shows are free, technically. Wolfgang Deos is dislike until Law Cat and Law Dog. Pastor Flash, by my count, you owe us 5 unbreaded pages. The Shadow Knights is delayed and a shyster lawyer. Squizgar, hey, Rackets, what's this about a triumphant return? Were you gone? I honestly didn't miss you if you were. In fact, I kind of wish you'd stay gone. Oh, thanks. That makes me feel good. Shut up, I can't cook says, who's this imposter? Shut up, I can cook. Potentially criminal says, so late it turned into an episode of You Are Queer. And yes, I gotta get potentially criminal rescheduled. This guy's dropping spicy and funny super chats all over the place. I love it. JC says, I'm just here to troll law and crime. Sam Harris says, I got COVID back in January. All meats to me now have a foul smell and taste to them, no matter how they are prepared. Sam Harris, I've got a suggestion for you. My taste buds have been realigning in the proper way. I ate barbecue. I've eaten pork and chicken now. Things are pretty good. Pretty good. After a little bit of meat, they do start to go a little sour, but it's getting better. I have a nasal steroid prescribed by my doctor, and you just huff that steroid a couple times, once a day, but twice per nostril once a day, and it's actually been working. It takes a while. It's taken about 4 weeks to really start to have a good effect, but it did. You got to hang in there, man. That sucks. It sucks. I know exactly what you're talking about. That foul smell and taste. Ugh. Nicholas Cruiser says, did Ethan Ralph stomp on the guy at the bowling alley? Apparently there's a recording. Our gun may have fucked up. Also, welcome back, Griff King. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit. Casey says maps definitely belong pinned to the wall. Pinned with bullets. Hey, y'all, says Republicans. Lisa Murkowski and Mitt Romney joined Susan Collins in saying they would vote to confirm Ketanji Brown Jackson. Please roast these spineless rhinos who would vote for a map protector. I need a Nick Rand. Well, if you're looking for anyone to protect a protector of maps, look no further than Mitt Romney, right? Mitt Romney, if it's Republican, miss me with it. Mitt, this is a guy who has no loyalty, doesn't know about teamwork. Mitt fell off the deep end when he, many people would say long before, but Mitt at least pretended while he was running for president. He pretended to have a conservative streak. He pretended to be tough on things. He pretended to be leadership material. And it turns out he's not. He's not. And he should be removed from the Senate by vote or whatever. Just get him out. Get him out. Primary him. Put in a better Republican. But is any of the senator from Massachusetts, like, what? I don't know what more you're gonna ask for from the guy who basically authored Obamacare just under Massachusetts. I mean, he's got his problems, you know. The Gentleman Sausage says, who is this right of reply guy and why is he tagging people in weird memes and schizo videos on Twitter? Right of reply is a retard. A retard. He's got so many extra chromosomes that he's French. Right? He is a retard. He's convinced you've done stuff and thinks I should care for some reason. Also, here's $20 donated in his name. Right of reply has accused me of being a pedophile for referring to child pornography as child pornography because one place that he looked up refers to it as indecent, illegal pictures of children or something like that. So he's like, well, if you're calling it child pornography, then you're accepting that it's good and therefore, because to right of reply, child pornography is good because right of reply likes child pornography. He doesn't like indecent, illicit, illegal pictures of children, but he loves child pornography because he's a pedophile. So anyway, so he says that anyone who uses the phrase child pornography is a pedophile because he's retarded. Like legitimately broken on the inside. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. The funny thing about the right of reply is his whole thing is to troll people into mentioning him and then demand that he gets to be let on a show or whatever, that he has some right to reply. Well, he doesn't here. He doesn't have that and he never will. And that's funny to me. Like he doesn't get to demand access to my platform. I'll just call him retarded and say that he doesn't understand the law or basic reading. And he probably touches kids and maybe should be shot in the street. I don't know. I have no idea. But he'll never get a chance to reply to it, which is too bad for him. The Squid says, just catching up. Heard a chat about war metal, and they are right. Sabaton isn't war metal. For a good example of war metal, check out in Sephirum. They actually perform war songs. Okay, so what's Sabaton then? What genre is it? Also, I've been listening to Yggdrasil by Brothers of Metal, which is ironically a man and a woman singing. So I'm not sure why they're Brothers of Metal. And they have a song called Siblings of Metal. But in Siblings of Metal, they say Brothers of Metal. It's a weird fucking thing that's going on. But Yggdrasil is fucking cool. That's a great song. The rest of their songs are a little bit, I mean, they're hit or miss. But Yggdrasil is, whoo. I love that song. It's awesome. Power metal. Power metal. That's what it's called. I mean, I just like it. I don't care what it's called. When I called it war metal, it was because all of Sabaton's songs seem to be descriptive of war events. But lately, like I just let my Google playlist go. I start usually with a Sabaton song or Yggdrasil, and then I keep ending up on Hoots Force. And I'm a Hoots Force believer. I don't know what the Hoots Force is, but Glory Hammer is fucking cool, man. They are weird. Their videos are awesome, and I'm down with it. Glory Hammer is also power metal. Cool. Power metal's great then. I'm all I'm all for it. Ovid says, Nick, do you really think it's fair to hoard all that hair on your upper lip when people like Will Smith's son's friend's girlfriend don't even have any hair on her head? Is that even a mustache or is it all nose hair? No, it's all nose hair. I just want to point out that everybody's like, yeah, Will Smith slap is fake. Well, Will Smith has resigned from the Academy. He's now had 2 movies that were greenlit go into questionable status. One of them being an upcoming Netflix production that was already on the ropes. I think the other one being the new Bad Boys movie. he has disciplinary action coming up from the academy on April 18th, where they may ask him to give back his Academy Award. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, if it was a fake to drum up ratings, the fallout from it has been pretty big for a fake planned thing. So you can still believe it, but you got to remember. And apparently the police were there to arrest Will Smith, according to the Academy, who would be in on the conspiracy. The police were there, but Chris Rock stepped in and said, no, it's not necessary. I'm not pressing charges or whatever. So it's just weird light. So that's what's been going on with the it's fake slap, the fakest slap on the planet, apparently. To me, it looked real and it played out real, but people can believe what they want. And finally, Victor Phantasm says, you need to eat brisket and beef rib at Cooper's Barbecue in Lano or Mason, Texas. You effing casual. Okay, look, I've had the beef rib at Black's. I would have had the beef rib at Cadillac, but they were out. So I was stuck with the brisket. The brisket was so good. I would love to have Cooper's Barbecue in Lano or Mason, but I'm not down in those areas. Also, can you take a shot for my stepbrother? He's not dead, but just like the Gunt, which is a fate worse than death, in my opinion. Wait, what do you mean just like the Gunt? Do you just mean fat? Or do you mean awful? For your brother, if he's fat, I'm very sorry. Okay. All right. One more thing before we talk about the Gunt, and this is short. Yesterday, guys, I got to do something great. Victor says he's awful. Oh, shit. Yes, those are Reese's peanut butter eggs behind me, but more important is what's right next to me. Collins Street Bakery cookies. Ooh. Yes, it's like 4 dozen cookies, okay? 2 dozen of them aren't mine. 2 dozen of them are. This is a Collins Street Bakery sugar cookie. It is basic. It is unassuming. It is one of the best sugar cookies that you can buy from a store. Oh my God. Like, oh, it's so good. Oh my God. If I lived in Texas, I would be dead already. Uncooked, these cookies taste like cookie dough that happens to be cooked, which is different than a cookie. A cookie does not taste like cookie dough. Oh, God. Oh, so good. I fucking love that. That food is so good. Or that cookie. Collins Street Bakery, y'all. If you're ever in Texas, swing by, grab some sand tarts and some sugar cookies. Those red cookies in there, those are bullshit. I don't eat those. Those are for my kids. And the other cookies, Or something Lady Raggets ordered. I don't know what those were. Okay. 2 chats. Radioactive Llama Pajama says, I wish I was musically talented enough to make you a cover of Hoots Force for your show intro, as great as your outro for the Peeing Lawyer, or the Peeing Lawyer. But I'm sending the idea out there for someone who can. We would call it Snoots Force. It would have to have a different melody, though. That's the unfortunate thing. They'll tag it if the music is the same. Gates of Above says, someone showed me a video of Machine Gun Kelly covering System of a Down aerials. Question, does self-defense cover the harm to someone's ears and the brutal murder of a song? Yes. Yes, you can kill whoever did that. Look, I actually like the Machine Gun Kelly and Halsey song, Forget Me Too. I like it. It reminds me of punk music that I used to listen to. But that's about it for Machine Gun Kelly. I don't want to hear them cover aerials. I think that would be awful. Okay, and the WeTune TOC says you should definitely check out Nanowar of Steel, especially Valhallelujah, Norwegian reggaeton, Uranus, and La Polenta to Ragnarok. Okay, Nanowar of Steel sounds weird. John Michael Mansfield says, Nick just came in front of us. Lol, I did. Real quick, Emily Wooten says, you act like Lady Raggets gets half, but all the wives and girlfriends know the truth. She will eat 5 over 5 days and you will finish them off. Lady Raggets has an insatiable sweet tooth, so that would normally not be true. But those 2 dozen cookies are mine. 1 dozen are for the kids, and she has a dozen of something. I don't even know what she ordered. I stopped listening after I ordered my food. So I don't know what that is, but that's hers. I won't touch her dozen cookies, and she may eat 1 sand tart and 1 sugar cookie, but I'll probably eat the rest, or they'll go stale, or I'll share them with friends. Probably going straight to my stomach, which is fine. I went to Texas knowing I was going to gain weight. I'll work it off. I'll start working out and I can get rid of the weight.
I doubt it.
Hey, fuck you. The Odyssey stream is down. That sucks. There's nothing I can do about it. Once the stream started on StreamYard, I can't like give an ass kick to the Odyssey signal or anything like that. I'm going to say it again. I hate multi-streaming. I hate streaming to Odyssey and Rumble and YouTube all at the same time. It sucks. There's so many problems with it. But the people demand it. They don't want to just watch on YouTube. They demand to watch in other places. And so I try and deliver what I can, but you can't because it's StreamYard, you can't just like restart the stream either. You wouldn't be able to with YouTube. It's a mess. Multi-streaming is just a pain in the ass. It just is. It's not smooth and efficient. It's not a well lubricated poop or anything. Okay. Feminists, males and females have taken over your chat. So it's at the Lego store today, and the person who helped me was super nice or whatever, but they had their pronouns on their name tag because that's what happens at the Lego store now. And their pronouns were he, she, they. And he, she, they dropped my fucking DeLorean box because they have a DeLorean Lego set now, and they dropped it. And I said, that's going to be in pieces. It was a live dad joke. It was very, very important. Moncor002 says, thought of you in the Akinator app. Got Alex Jones. Oh, no. It's not good. Okay, so there we go. All right. You are here. Should we pull up? We should maybe pull up. I think we we need to pull up the Rage Pigs live, his video of the event. Someone on Kiwi Farm says, I haven't done a full stream in weeks. I mean, I haven't done a full stream since Thursday. I did a full stream on Wednesday. Okay, here we go. Where is he? Where is he? I gotta figure out where he actually posted this. I guess it's here, maybe. Okay. Yes, by the way. Is this it? By the way, Elijah Schaefer said he would come on the show, and we'll discuss this further. We'll discuss things. Hopefully they'll be able to grab the super chats that came into the You Are Here show. I'll discuss what happened with those as we get going, but I got to get to. Let's get to this. So here, I don't know if this is actually the right video, but we're going to check it out because it looks like it's got the right video going. Let me get my headphones on, and then we'll see. We'll see. But it's not Ralph's video. Any chance Wisconsin and Arizona is on the list for the show? The show with Elijah Schaefer? The Wisconsin. Are you talking about the Wisconsin? It's gonna happen. It's time for Jeb to finally win the 2020 election. Wisconsin's gonna do it. And Jeb Bush is gonna take over and win. Sure. We'll see. Look, my man Q posted a video. On Locals, and the title was "The Domino is Falling in Wisconsin." And I'm like, do people still think that the presidency is going, like, do they still think that the presidency is going to change? Do they really, like, is that a thing that people believe is going to happen? Guys, I got bad news for you. It means you're gay. Like, Wisconsin and Arizona are not going to decertify and undo the election. It's not going to happen. I've been saying this since the election itself, and people are still like it doesn't matter what you think about the results. I can tell you it's not going to happen. 2 years in. It's just, that's not the way it's gonna go. Now, is Joe Biden gonna get mysteriously sick and die soon so that Kamala can take over and get a 2.5 termer? Maybe. Whew. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can also pull this up. Let me dispel some rumors here. This is my photo. You may have seen it. This is my photo of Ralph at the Blaze studio. I was already inside the Blaze studio. I was upstairs at the So in Elijah Schaefer's office area in his green room there's two different, there's the You Are Here show, which is owned by the Blaze, and Elijah and Sydney co-host that show. That is a Blaze show. And that happens down in the major studio right next to like Stu Bergier's set and other people's sets. It's got its own set. It's really cool. The Blaze studio is a big fucking building. It's massive, and there's tons of different shows that happen in there. So when Ralph is walking up to this, it's not like if you were going onto my show, right, in person, you'd be in my house. So you'd be walking up to my house. It'd be me. I would be the armed security. Ralph is walking up to a building that, I mean, a 200,000 square foot building, 300,000. I don't know. It's the Dallas Communications Complex. You can actually look it up. It's in Irving, Texas. It might be called Las Colinas. It's a huge building. This is not like some little thing, right? It's multiple stories, and it's a big complex. That's downstairs in the main studio area. Then he shoots his show, Slightly Offensive, on the upstairs area in his office. And so I'm upstairs in his office and in the office area waiting for Elijah to get there because he wasn't there yet. And I'm with Lady Rackets and Jorge. Big shout out to Jorge, by the way. He was awesome. He was on the show with us. And we're just drinking whiskey and waiting for Elijah and the show to begin. And I see Ralph drive up in the truck, and he's got several people with him, several little groupie guys with him. And at first I didn't know who these people were, but then I was looking in the truck that Ralph had. I don't know if it was a rental. I guess it was a rental. I don't know. Or if that's his truck. I'm not sure. But I'm looking at it going, oh, okay, that looks like Ralph. And then I saw a couple guys that I recognized from Tampa, from the Road Rage Tampa show, who were there with Ralph. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Ralph. Well, this got a lot more interesting. And then Ralph eventually gets out of the truck, dons the selfie stick, and heads towards the door. But for anybody wondering, I took this picture, which you may have seen. I posted it on Twitter. People are saying there's some distortion around this or whatever. That is probably an effect of the window that I was shooting through or something, the tinted window. I don't know why. And my phone is also zoomed in to take the picture because I'm quite a good distance away. But it's not a Photoshop. This is the actual original photo. If I was going to Photoshop it, it would have been way better quality than that shit. But that's direct from my Google Drive. So I hope that clears that up. But so he goes walking up. Elijah had just driven past him and parked by the door. And then so here's what you want to do, in my opinion. This seems like a smart thing to do, is if you have canceled your appearance on a show for a major media studio, you cancel, right? Like let's say it's Fox. You cancel your appearance on Fox News, and then you decide at the last minute, unannounced, to drive to Fox News, and then you wait. You canceled on Sean Hannity, and Sean Hannity, you see Sean Hannity drive up to the building. And so what you do then is you roll up on Sean Hannity with 8 guys and a camera, and you run right up to him and say, hey, are you gay? You like getting in gangbangs? You like men? That is definitely how you get onto a show for a major media production. Oh, let's not leave out the fact that you were just a day prior.
Let's put it out on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you're 6'3". I'll slap the shit out of you, fucker.
Let's put it just a day prior, threatened violence against one of the guests of the show. And then in other clips, suggest that if you were on the show, there would be violence potentially Maybe, because it's a volatile situation that could lead to violence. Just go ahead and do all of those things and then roll up on the host of the show with 8 guys at the same time and then argue with armed security. There was no fucking way on earth Ethan Ralph was getting into this studio. And people who think that he was going to, like, you're in podcast world, and that makes sense, right? Like, again, if you supplant it with someone like me or whatever, you're going into someone's independent little thing. Sure, maybe they, okay, come on in, you stupid fat retard. Great. On the Blaze, you're talking about a media entity that has a show like Elijah's show that is different from a lot of other shows that is not used to this internet blood sports world, right? These people are not enmeshed in this weird group of idiots that we all are doing this. There's no fucking way they're going to let this guy in after he threatens violence against several people involved with the show. It's not, and then shows up unannounced with 8 guys. Like, it's not going to happen, or 7 guys and Ralph. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. But here we go. Let's see how this goes.
Blaze Studios. Apparently they're not going to let me in the building today.
Now, I don't know why he has said that at this point, because at this point, I'm watching all this from upstairs. He hasn't talked to anybody yet. So maybe he's called them or messaged them or something, but he says apparently they're not going to let me in the building when he hasn't been to the building yet.
Sad. Very sad. Very sad that Nick Recated would take part in such a sad event here.
The event wasn't sad at all. It was very happy. And you could have easily taken part in it, Ralph. Very easily taken part in it. Nothing stopped you but you. Well, and maybe that rape accusation that you got, because that's the only thing that seems like it would have stopped you. Because the other alternative, now Elijah intimated this somewhere, that Ralph knew I was coming on. I don't know. Despite everything I said about the Blaze being like a professional studio, a major media organization or whatever, this podcast is still a podcast. And Elijah didn't know I was scheduled up until pretty close to the showtime. And so I don't know, but he suggested that Ralph should have known I was coming on. I have no idea. I have no idea. The only person I know that could have announced it was me. I had permission to announce it from Sydney, and I just never did. Because I thought it would be funnier. I thought it would be a fun thing for the audience. But apparently he says Ralph knew. So if Ralph knew and quit, then he quit because of me, and that's his own stupid fault. I don't know if that's true. I genuinely don't know if Ralph knew or not. But assuming Ralph didn't know, then he quit for some other reason. Now, he said he would have to be at the bowling alley to set up for his massive, super important, very well put together event, which we know he didn't fucking do because his event looked like it was run by me, which is to say terribly, terribly run. His event looks like some dumbass from Minnesota put it together for him. And like if I put on an event, it'll be a disaster, I'm sure. I can barely run to the bathroom. So we know he didn't go set up. Instead, he went to the Blaze Studios anyways. He did the thing that he said he couldn't do because he'd be too busy. So it was entirely a fabric, like this. He was too busy thing was a fabrication, obviously. So the main thing, it seems like, is this rape allegation, which, Ralph, you should not run from this rape allegation. You should embrace it and confront it, my man, because This is a random person who's produced no evidence that you did this. You should go ahead and tackle that shit head on, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. So anyway, back to this.
So I was sitting around thinking,
why are you sitting around thinking? You should have been getting your event ready like you said you were going to.
It's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna come up to Blaze Studios, do a little ambush of my own. Then I made a few phone calls, and I thought they were gonna let me in, actually. But apparently the head people in charge here decided they weren't gonna let me in the building. So, oh, here goes Elijah right here, actually.
So Ralph knows that the people in charge decided they would not let him in the building. This decision came from the top of the Blaze leadership. Now, if you noticed, if you watched the You Are Here podcast with me on it, there were no direct, obvious references to Ralph. And they didn't read the super chats because they couldn't. They were not allowed to. And this is infuriating to me, to Elijah. We were not allowed to directly discuss Ethan Ralph. I don't know what their concern was, but that came down from the top right before the show. So the inside jokes were all we were able to do. And whether or not those were allowed is, I have no idea. But I figure if I started them, what are they going to do? There are really obvious references if you know about Ralph, but guess who does? Like the executives at Blaze don't know anything about this fucking idiot. Like, I'm the biggest name in the sector, top to bottom. Nobody knows who you are, Ralph. Like, nobody knows who this guy is. Nobody knows who I am either, by the way. I'm not out here saying like, oh, they should know. This is just a weirdo with a little tiny show. Like, these people don't know who he is. So we were able to slide in some inside jokery, sure, but we couldn't do direct references to Ralph. And the super chats, I think, got kind of along with that because there were so many direct references. If you notice, only one super chat got read, and it was the one that I read from Medicare. But yeah, let's see what happens next. So he already knows he's not going to get in the building, but he showed up anyway, which I guess, because he has not been to the door yet. He has not been to the door at this point. So he knows. He was told on the phone, no, you're not going to be able to come on.
Oh, wow. That's cool. There goes Elijah right here. Let's see what he's got to say. Elijah, what's up?
Okay, I'm going to hold on. Let me see if his license plate becomes visible. It kind of does. I'm going to play the audio until the license plate is not on stream anymore. And then I'll switch back to the video.
What's up, brother?
Here he's just walking.
How's it going, man?
All right, here we go.
Hey, what's up, man? Good afternoon. How you doing? I heard your producer wouldn't let me in, man.
Yep.
What's the deal? They said y'all weren't going to be talking about me tonight. Is that true? Have you ever engaged in homosexual acts with men, Elijah? That's what I was told. The gas. Yeah, what's up? Oh, man, sad. Pathetic. Wow. Yeah, they had me booked for the show today. So you're going to call the police if I don't leave?
You will be
You will call, the Blaze will call the police, and they won't let me into the studio. That's what you're telling me.
I will call the police.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. You are not welcome in the building or on the property. So they will call the police if you do not leave. Wow, the Blaze will call the police. Yes. Yes, Ralph. Again, this is a media organization. They have several employees present, even late in the evening and going into the nighttime. This is a thing that is running, like with multiple employees. They cannot have a crazy person come into the studio because you're a fucking moron who has threatened violence against people who will be on the show. Remember this, Ralph?
Let's put it out on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you're 6'3". I'll slap the shit out of you, fucker.
Like, and again, I don't care that he said that, right? I think it's funny. And I didn't talk to the Blaze about this or anything like that. Nobody talked to me, asked my opinion at all. So whatever, before anybody draws any stupid conclusions, I'm just there for the show. I showed up. I went up to Elijah's area. I didn't think Ralph was going to show up. Ralph shows up. He does his thing. Nobody talks to me about it. So I don't care. But you've got a guy saying this shit and they've got employees. They're not going to let you in. You're going to come down to CNN Studios. Man, if I'm down in CNN Studios, I'm going to kick the shit out of that newsroom. Yeah, you're not going to get in. They're not going to let you in.
Okay, so that's public property right outside, though, right?
As far as what?
So the street's public property, though, right?
Yeah, Ralph, please play in the street. Why don't you film in the street, Ralph? Do that. See how long that takes for a cop to show up. Typically, you cannot do something in the street as it would be obstructive to traffic. It would be a dangerous activity. You can't do that either. The Dallas Communications Complex is a big piece of property that is all privately owned. It's not public. So like right over there is not suddenly public property.
Wow.
Wow.
Sad display here by the Blaze. These pathetic facts wouldn't let me in the building. Wow. So sad. Where's Ricada? Did he get here earlier?
I'll show you where Ricada is. I'm literally right here. I don't know if this haze is actually me. I'm somewhere in these windows. You can't see very well. I might be this far forward. I just think it's funny that there's like a little glare here. So I'm going to say that that's me looking out the window, but where's Ricada? I'm in here. Actually, I wonder. Oh no, I Ubered over. I was going to see if my rental car was in the parking lot, but I forgot. I Ubered over there because I was going to drink whiskey.
So sad.
How does Ralph look 30 years older than me? Here. I'll tell you how Ralph looks 30 years older than me. Oh shit. Here we go. I have no idea. No idea why Ralph looks 30 years older than me. No fucking clue.
Wow. Damn. Now, let me also see, is this thing even on? It says it is, so I'm pretty sure it is. Wow.
Wow.
They wouldn't let your boy in.
No, they're not going to let you in.
And he didn't answer my question about homosexual acts with men.
He did not.
Wow.
Look, it's Elijah Shaver. You can assume that all of the rumors about homosexual acts are true. Just look at him. Take that, Elijah.
He looked
Get
hurt.
wrecked.
It looked like one of those gang rapes. Let's turn around here.
After getting gang raped in Portugal, I didn't think Ralph would find gang rape jokes funny anymore, but you know, there you go.
Go around. Yeah, go around. Go around. Can you? I'm just trying to turn around. Okay, fine. Then just stay there and wait on me. God bless.
So here we go.
I forgot. I thought it was somebody who lived here. I forgot.
It was literally one of his people following him. The guy's like, go around. He has a posse literally like with him, not in the same car. And he's like, why won't they get around? I guess I'll just go. It's literally his people. Fucking.
It was them. I was getting mad. I was like, it's like, what are these people doing? Why don't they just go around? It's like, oh, those are the people following you, dumbass.
I think it was around the corner.
Here we go. 7-Eleven, I don't think will kick us out. Okay.
So I had no idea where he ended up. So behind in the background there, this is part of the Dallas Communications Complex. So they've gone across the street to a 7-Eleven for his epic takedown of this. I have not watched this. This is new to me. So if this is new to you, this is new to me also. Real quick, we have a couple super chats to read. Ponton21 says, did you see the state of Georgia opens investigation into ballot harvesting racket after smoking gun evidence and research was delivered in a complaint letter by True the Vote? See facts matter with Roman Balmakov's latest video. I saw something about it, yeah. And look, again, people mistake me saying this won't change the outcome of the election with people shouldn't look. That's not the same thing because whatever they find can be used by legislatures and by administrative branches of government that handle voting stuff to tighten up regulations, to make better law, to try and prevent this same shit happening in the future. It's certainly valuable information. It's certainly valuable, but there are people out there believing that things are going to get reversed, and that's just not going to happen. There's not an existing legal process to do it. Once that inauguration happens, it's constitutionally done. Whether it's appropriately done or not, it is constitutionally done. And undoing that might take effectively a constitutional amendment. So here we go. So and then Generalissimo says, Sabaton is also Quest metal. A sick band is Blind Guardian. Their dankest song is Nightfall on Middle Earth, a thrashing epic about Middle Earth. Also Twilight of the Gods. Also Orden Ogden's Gunman. Hail Satan. I have heard Gunman by Orden Ogden. Orden Ogden. I don't know how to say that, but I have heard that song. That song is pretty fucking cool too. Okay, here we go. Let's see what Ralph has to say.
I'll restart it so you guys can get that clip.
Yeah, restart it.
In case you joined us late.
In case you joined us late, I restarted it so you can get the clip. That is a rotund frame. I am not in peak physical shape or anything, but this is what raw masculine energy looks like. It's like one of those weird fucking tall pumpkins, except short still somehow.
I decided, first off, I had this idea last night that I was going to do my own ambush at Blaze Studios, if you know what I mean.
No, we don't know what you mean because you didn't ambush anyone. So what does that look like? What does the ambush at Blaze Studios actually look like to Ethan Ralph? Because you didn't get in, so you didn't like do the ambush. The ambush that you are accusing Elijah of was booking me without telling you. But you can't do the double reverse of that and like book yourself without telling the host. It doesn't work that way. So what ambush was there? I don't. Okay.
Started thinking it over. It was like, no, I'll just go up there.
Why do I have the volume of the Sunrise Productions video so low? It's maxed out. I can boost it. It's how StreamYard, I'm telling you guys, StreamYard is a fucking disaster. So you got to boost audio of stuff so that to get past their rebalancing shit.
There, talked with a couple people. It looked like I was gonna get let in, but then I was told.
When did it look like you were gonna get let in? Like, when did that happen?
Last minute that they weren't gonna let me in. I decided to show up anyway. I asked Elijah Schaefer about his homosexual.
Last minute, Ralph, you thought of this yesterday. You were already at last minute.
Sex. He refused to answer. And so here we are across the street in the parking lot. There's Blaze Studios right behind me. They told me if I didn't leave the property, they would have me arrested, ladies.
No, they said they would have you trespassed. And if you get trespassed, the police come up and then they ask you to leave. And by ask, I mean they tell you you need to leave or else you'll be arrested. And then after you refuse to leave for the police, then you get arrested and you get typically a citation for trespassing for refusal to leave. But if you get trespassed because they tell you to leave and then they call the police, you're not automatically arrested. You could still just fucking leave, because that's the goal of that, is to get the person away from where they're not supposed to be. And once that goal is accomplished, the cops, they're not like, oh man, I gotta follow this. If you didn't do anything destructive, they don't give a shit. Have me arrested only if you're implying that you weren't going to leave.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what they told me. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Boo! Boo!
Please clap. He just please clapped with the 7 guys with him. Oh, come on, Ralph. Stop. But yes, anyone can believe that when a company with property asks you to leave the property, you have to go.
What a pathetic showing. What a pathetic showing from the Blaze. I don't know if they're on the air yet or not, but I know I'm still right here. Right? I'm still here.
No, you're actually across the street. Technically, the show is incidentally titled You Are Here, but you are not there, Ralph. You are at 7-Eleven. As you noted in your driving up video, that you are not there. You're not still there. If you were still there, you'd be by the security guard. But you are not there. You're actually elsewhere.
You're there. I'm here. You are there. They're over there being fucking bitches. That's what they're doing. Where is the fucking honor?
Where is the honor? You have no honor. Where is the honor? Hey Ralph, where was the honor when you stomped that guy and was being held down by 4 other dudes? Where was the honor there? Nah, I didn't do that.
Where is the testicular fortitude? Open those fucking doors and let me in.
Why did you cancel? Why did you cancel? I still, for the life of me, like, let's take away the speculation of the rape allegation, right? was a mouth rape, to be fair. The mouth rape allegation. Let's take away that speculation. Why did you cancel? You had the chance. And let's give him the credit. Let's say he had no idea I was coming on. You had the chance to defend yourself against my spurious allegations prompted by a super chat. You had your chance to talk about whatever you wanted. You could confront the hosts if you wanted to. You could do anything at all. Why did you cancel? This is what I don't understand. You are the sole, like every fucking thing in Ralph's life, he is the sole cause of his misfortune. Right? It's not like someone else did this to Ralph. Let me in! They did. You said no. And then, like a child, you changed your mind when they said, okay. What did you think? Were you negotiating? Did you think you had leverage? What was the idea? Did you, I'll put them out. They won't have a guest. Like, what did you think was going to happen? When you said no, they would just say, all right. They could grab literally anybody off the street. Or they could just have no guest. I think they'd be fine. What was the logic here? King Dude says, Sabaton, Blind Guardian, you're hitting all my favorite bands and concerts. Nightfall in Middle Earth is a masterpiece, and Mirror Mirror is one of my favorite songs, period. It's so cool you listen to them. Now, I have not said anything. I've not heard Blind Guardian yet, but I do listen to Sabaton, and I've been just absolutely loving Soldier of Heaven, their new song. So fucking good. Oh, I see Attorney Tom in the chat. What's up? Oh, and Mr. Medicare, cancer AIDS. Goddamn, Mr. Medicare says, Lord boy, I'm a-fixing to holler something fierce right now. What's up, Jim? Excellent stream last night, by the way. Thank you. It got me through many long hours all alone, wondering about why they won't let me in. You told them not to. Ralph, you told them not to. You fucking dummy. Oh God. Here we go.
You fucking cowards.
Oh, hey, Jim. I'm going to invite you on the show sometime soon. Not for Ralph, but just to talk. We can talk about anime and piss everybody off or something. I think it'd be fun. Been too long, man. Glad to see you're out doing shows again, by the way. And if you shun me, that'll be funny. But if you come on, that'll be funnier. So the choice is yours.
That's the update.
This is from Mr. Medicare. Oh, no. Okay. Mr. Medicare says, question for your guest. I think that's me, but maybe Jorge.
Okay.
Maybe,
let's do it.
Maybe
Jorge. My neighbor has a pet hog and it hollers really loud. Is that legal?
That's a good question.
It's the first part. This is weird because we're actually mirrored here. Jorge was on my right, but it looks like I'm looking to the left. But these cameras are mirrored. These cameras are a lie. Part of the question. There's a follow-up, but
I'll say yes.
so okay. So a hollering hog is legal.
Fuck, they're gonna get me with some inside jokes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's
No,
like,
stop it. There's no. He said, he follows up. He says,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that at a certain decibel level, it is legally considered a rage pig and a public nuisance. What say you to that?
I mean,
I
seriously, stop. George, you're laughing, and I don't like this.
Okay, sorry. I don't want to be a bigot.
Can
Why are
you
we talking about
please
Rosie O'Donnell?
Stop. This is a very big question about rage pig. Please go.
Then I guess at a certain decimal it would be illegal.
Yeah. Right.
The-
It's a public nuisance because it
Yes.
interferes.
Disturb the peace.
So the public nuisance standard is, does it interfere with your quiet enjoyment of your property, right?
Yes.
So if your neighbor has a giant hog that is hollering eventually it involves your quiet enjoyment, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What if your property is the entirety of the planet? Like, how loud would that rage pig have to be?
That's a good question. I mean, not to.
Where's the honor? Where's the honor? Loyalty. Disloyal. What?
If it was a planet, well, not too loud.
Not too loud. No, it wouldn't have to be too loud.
Wouldn't have to be too loud.
Malik says he was there for the stream. For some reason, it's mirrored in that video. Stream has you facing the right way. So whoever put this compilation together probably mirrored the video to get around like the automatic copyright hits. I don't know that the Blaze would do that. I have no idea, but that'd be why you do it, because it fools. I guess it fools Content ID or something. Right. If it just had like a small internet channel or whatever, like if a pig had it.
Pigs don't have
I know
fingers.
what you're
They can't
doing.
type.
I'm not.
Nick.
I'm just. What? Okay.
Yeah. Even just a little noise, Nick, would be too much.
Thank
from
you.
that.
Okay.
Good.
Sydney, do you want to? How do we? Jorge. I don't think Jorge was up on the joke right away, but he was up in the room with me and Lady Rackets. Like, we were looking down on Ralph, like, all together. Jorge was right there. Do we? All right.
Pathetic. No fucking honor. They tried to ambush me. They tried to set me up.
What was the setup, Ralph? Somebody. Okay. Look. I've gotten some people I've gotten a little bit of negative feedback on this stunt or the show or whatever, and that's fine. By the way, you can be mad at me all you want, but what is the ambush? Like, what thing am I there to do to Ralph? This is what everybody who thinks negatively on this needs to step back and question. What can I do to Ralph in this situation? And when you realize that I can't actually do anything to Ralph on the Blaze, you go, I was literally invited there for Ralph. It was for Ralph. Like, he doesn't get it. Like, it's for you, man. You have a lot to say to me. You complain about me a lot. You say I'm some shyster. Well, you get to say it to me. It's for you. This is all your thing, Ralph. Again, from the onset, you are the architect of your fate. You are the person who has brought you to here. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I laughed at your fart, man. I laugh at my own farts. I laugh at anybody who fart. You fart, I'm going to laugh at you. It's fine. That brought you to this crazy place of going all. And then someone sent a super chat while I was on the show, and I answered the super chat. But I've already made fun of you. Like, I already did that. So having me on the show is for you. It's for them, right? It's for their show. They get to have a bunch of content. But me going there, I'm the one being put on blast because there's this.
Put it out on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you're 6'3". I'll slap the shit out of you, fucker.
I'm literally at risk of physical violence from you because you're an unhinged animal. But the other thing is, you get to say directly to me all the shit that you want to say in true blood sports fashion. It was for you, Ralph. I worked hard to get you on that show, and then you blew it. You just pissed it away. Just pissed it away like a fucking dumb. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here.
Let's put it out on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you're 6'3". I'll slap the shit out of you, fucker.
I don't know why it doesn't mute the share screen when it mutes mics. It should mute the share screen when you do that too, so it doesn't echo. But that's that. Okay. Jim says anime stream sounds fantastic. Lol. All right, buddy. We'll get it set up. I think that'll be fun times. Okay. So again, I just want to point out there that you can call it an ambush, you can call it whatever you want, but all of this favors Ralph because I already said what I was going to say. I'm not going to come onto the show with something new. There's nothing, well, at the time they booked me, there's nothing new to say. That whole mouth rape allegation came out after I was already booked on the show. But you know, that's not my fault either. I didn't know that was coming. But I'm literally going on the show for Ralph to be able to yell at. Infernal Iris says he's a coward. He can't do anything without his orbiting posse. Like a woman, he needs his simps for validation. Okay, back to this thing.
Set me up like a motherfucking bowling pin. That's what they were trying to do.
What, Ralph, you more resemble the ball than the pin, but what is the setup? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. Really quick, in the chat, Happy says Theodore Edgecombe sentencing is on Friday. Will you cover that, Nick? Yes, we will be covering the Theodore Edgecombe sentencing with Mr. Andrew Branca, Law of Self-Defense, Branca, starring and featuring Judge Burkowski. Tired of this? You're going to prison, probably forever. Because you know you did it. So yes, Friday we will be live streaming that Edgecombe sentencing, and Branca's the one who sent it to me and said we should stream it. So he teases, and he said it's Friday, so he might go no tie. So here's hoping.
And they got found out. His homosexual laundry got aired to the world.
They got found out? When? What? And he has his homosexual laundry aired out to the world. Again, like, okay. I met Elijah's wife. She's lovely. She's very nice. They're wonderful, nice people or whatever. But I think the first person to tell you that Elijah Schaefer is gay is probably Elijah Schaefer, if you just ask him.
And now he's afraid to let me on his fucking show. What a fucking pussy.
Ralph. No, actually, as I recall, it was you who ran away. It was you. You were canceled.
I guess this is how a California conservative has to act. You can't let me in that studio. If you have any balls, even my haters, you better be in that fucking chat, and you better be saying 3 simple words. Let Ralph in.
Let Ralph in.
Let Ralph in. That's
Let
all
him
you
in.
need to be fucking saying.
Let him in.
Pathetic fucking cowards. He's trying to ignore it. He's trying to ignore it. Get in that fucking chat. Get in that chat. All you super chatters who said you're going to talk shit about me, don't you want me in that studio? Don't you want me in there? I thought this was going to be your moment. Well, guess what? They won't let me in. They told me they would have me arrested. That's how fucking pathetic and cowardly they are.
They said they'd have you trespassed, not arrested. There's a big difference, Ralph. And you should know, you're familiar with all of this stuff. You're very familiar with all of this stuff, Ralph. You know the difference between being trespassed and being arrested. You have experience. Like, you can put that on your arrest resume. I have experience in being arrested.
I swear to God, Sidney Watson got there right before I did. Then I got the stream started up. You saw the Elijah stuff. Fucking Ricada must have got here like 3 o'clock. Like, what?
I was there. I was actually late. They said I should be there between 5:15 and 5:30. And I was shopping with Lady Rackets, which means you're going to be late. Look, you bring a woman with you to anything and you're fucking late. It's automatic. You can now look, I'm late to my own show all the time, but that's because I have to go all the way from my bedroom to my studio downstairs. But when I'm in Dallas, I don't have anything else to do. So I was actually there around 5:40. Shows at 6. I was like, shit. So, but yeah, so I was a little bit late. Thanks, Lady Raggets. I'll throw her on the, I'll throw her under the bus. I don't give a shit. Here we go.
I don't even know, dude. Remember what they said. Remember what they said. That they were going to talk all about me tonight. Remember that? They're going to have a whole show on me. I'm right across the street. They won't let me in.
And we couldn't even talk about you. It was really lame. It was really lame. I was a little frustrated with the Blaze leadership there. And Elijah, I think he may express that sentiment when he comes on the show. And no, I don't know when that will be. Hopefully in the next week or so. Looking to set it up sooner rather than later. But yeah, we were bummed on that. We wanted to talk about this. It made the content for the show straight out. Like all of the drama, Ralph showing up, many jokes were prepared and ready to go. Not from me. I don't prepare. They just fall out of my mouth sometimes. I'm usually just talking and a joke will stumble out. I'm trying to keep it in and it'll come out. And so this usually not funny, but that's how they happen. But so when I say jokes are prepared, I mean, this isn't like the Oscars, right? No one's writing them. If they did, they'd be better.
Pathetic. I just shook. Listen to how he's talking right now. This guy is scared. Do you hear him? He's still shaky. Can you tell? He's still shaking like a leaf on a tree, baby. Oh my God, these people are pathetic.
He's scared of what? Like he walked into the building. You didn't. What would he? All right.
Wow. What a pathetic display. I'm honestly flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted, yes.
Wow. Let Ralph in. Even all you haters. Obviously, I want you to die. I want you to choke to death on your own blood. You know that. You know that's me. You know that's coming from my heart. You know that's coming straight from my heart. That being said, there are a few.
How much longer is
very
this? Holy
few
shit.
Select occasions when our goals meet. You understand? I want in that fucking studio, and these cowards threaten to arrest me. They won't.
Again, you had the invitation. All you had to do was just show up without, cancel out on one of those super chat. Come on. Ralph, you were scared, man. And you should be. I don't know what's better. You should be scared. Because, and here's the reason Ralph should be scared. Let's be very clear on this. The reason you should be scared, Ralph, is not because the allegation's true. Again, I don't know if the allegation's true. I don't care. if the allegation's true. If it is, get arrested, go to prison, whatever. If it isn't true, fuck her for that. But you should be scared because everybody automatically believes it's true because of you and who you are. No one wants to give you the benefit of the doubt on this, Ralph. No one wants to do it. Everybody wants it to be true. That's how much goodwill you have burned with literally everybody. So you should be scared of this accusation and whatever one comes next, because no one wants to believe that you're not guilty on this. It's a real shame that that's where you are, but you are here after all.
Let me in, even though I was an invited guest. Get in that chat and say those 3 simple words, let Ralph in!
How long did this go on?
I don't do that. Fuck you. There's security. Hey, I got something for you right here. Yeah, I got something for you right here. Right here. Right here. You see it? You see it? Does chat see it? I got something for the Blaze right here. Do they see that?
Ralph, you can't see that. How could the Blaze see it? Ralph, you haven't seen your penis in years. The Blaze has. Unfortunately, most of us have through the wonders of video.
Huh? I got something for him right here. Fucking pathetic. Fucking cowards. Thank God for 7-Eleven. It truly is heaven. Sponsored by 7-Eleven, because I don't never motherfucking sleep. And you saw it with that drive? I'm 24/7, baby. I don't give a fuck.
Ralph, that's not healthy. And this is, and again, this is not a joke here. Someone earlier asked, why does Ralph look 30 years older than you? He just said, 24/7, I don't sleep. He just drove 18 hours. Live streamed a bunch of it, I think. I got that impression. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. If he didn't live stream it, great. But apparently drove 18 hours and then is like awake and awake and awake. That's fucking cocaine or something fueling you. It's very, very. Look, I don't sleep enough. You don't catch me fucking doing that. I get me some damn sleep. And when I travel, I'm definitely going to sleep. Oh my God. Ugh. The man is on, like he's knocking on heaven's door.
Is there a lot of let Ralphs in? Are you in that chat saying?
There aren't that many, Ralph. Unfortunately for you, whoever's the audio on, or the audience on your show is not that big. So okay.
Let Ralph in? That being said, remember how the chat, they like to mob people, right? They like to mob people on You Are Here, right? They're big tough guys on here, right? Well, why do they threaten to arrest me? Why won't they let me in that fucking studio?
Because you canceled.
What?
Oh, and threaten violence against people. Those two things combined tend to keep you out.
Did he take it up the ass repeatedly? Sad. Let Ralph in. There we go.
Groiper Grappler sent $3 calling upon all members of the Ralph Brigade. Keep
Keep
raising
going.
the chat.
Keep going.
Then let Ralph in.
And if they don't let me in, it's their embarrassment. I don't give a fuck.
They're very embarrassed, I'm sure, Ralph.
Pathetic. They try to call me a coward. You trying to call the Ralph Mail a coward? Fuck you.
You canceled. No one canceled you, Ralph. This is the oh god, it's the amazing thing. The amazing story of the man who said he wouldn't go on the show and then demanded to be on when they said okay. We're almost done with this. I'm not going to watch his once he's done at this 7-Eleven thing. I'm done with it. This fucking tuba is killing me. What? What is he? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is happening?
They're blocking people in the chat. Where is the honor, ladies and gentlemen?
Bitch, he's outside the building.
I'm right here.
You canceled on the show, Ralph. What was that fucking dance? What was going on there? That was weird.
They live too. I swear to God. They can tell their brain dead followers anything. Like, it doesn't even, like.
Now, I'm just going to suggest that Ralph might be projecting here a little bit, projectifying. They can tell their brain dead followers anything. All right, Ralph. Don't forget who canceled on the show, Ralph.
Reality has no bearing on Connie. Seriously, they can just say, I'm literally, they told me to leave or they would have me arrested. Do you understand?
And again, they actually didn't say they would have you arrested. They said they'd have you trespassed. You can't even keep your story consistent. 5 minutes.
God, you know, I live a colorful life. I can't afford to catch a trespassing charge. And that's not really a big charge, by the way, but I can't even that.
You can't, because you'll go to prison for a year for violating the terms of your deferred adjudication, which says to remain law-abiding. Something that... I can't... Guys... I have had domestic abusers say that they could keep from hitting their spouses for a year for deferred adjudication. Ralph he just got it, and he's already on thin ice. The man cannot remain law-abiding. It is antithetical to his guntling nature. He just can't do it. He cannot do what everybody else, the 95% of the population, walks around every day not committing a crime. And Ralph's like, you can't stop me.
That little charge I can't afford right now, so pathetic. I better move into my truck. I think the Blaze called the police over. They're so butthurt. Well, we'll get in the truck. We'll see.
You think the Blaze called the police? Like, why does he think that? It very well could have been 7-Eleven or anybody.
Hey, where did you hear the cops were coming? By the way, you're on the air, obviously.
I know, chat.
Man, yeah, they were trying to fucking have us arrested at the fucking parking lot.
They didn't actually try to have you arrested at the parking lot. That was the thing. They told you they would trespass you if you didn't leave, and then you left.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I don't even know if the cops were like gearing up or if they were. But anyway, I just vamped.
Yeah.
Which is a
I
Memphis
would
term for
definitely
bouncing,
say-
by the way. I thought everybody knew what that meant, but they don't.
No, we're on a high-speed chase.
No, we're not.
Houston,
Hold on.
you got-
Fucking legend.
Okay, that's it. So, no idea. Like, were the cops even called, or was that just a thing that got said? I'm not sure what what was going on there with that. But okay. Yeah, Ralph left the property, and then shockingly the cops didn't come until I think someone said he was in that 7-Eleven parking lot for like an hour. Is that true? I have no idea. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So there you go. Again, Elijah will come on at some point in the very near future. We'll talk about the whole thing. And then we'll talk about something else, because that's not going to fill a show. But hopefully we can get him on really soon and get his perspective. And I'll ask him the hard questions about the booking and stuff like that. Cause he mentioned on his show that Ralph should have known I was coming on, but I don't know how. It's not on me. Cause again, I didn't announce it. People had asked me if I was going on. I coyly said I was going to see Kevin Costner and all that stuff, which is true. Here, I'll show you guys. Me looking like an absolute idiot, barely squeezing into this suit. God, I'm getting fat. So the solution, of course, to getting fat and barely fitting into your suit is to it's not to work out, it's to buy a new suit, right? But here we are, me and Lady Raggets with Kevin Costner, and we did some charity, and we purchased a guitar that he signed. Kevin Costner has a band, and he signed this guitar. We purchased that. The charity was the Cowan Center for the Arts in Tyler, Texas. An organization that it's a performing arts hall associated with the University of Texas, Tyler. And they bring in bands and plays and stuff like that into the community. It's a charity, well, a group, a thing that my grandparents were big supporters of, and my relatives who are still in Tyler are big supporters of. And so I got to participate in giving them a little money and having a nice little time meeting Kevin Costner and getting the guitar. So why do I look like I'm in pain? Because that's at the end of the night. I've been squeezed into my suit, which I am too fat for several hours. And we had to wait a long time for Kevin to come back and sign the stuff. So there you go. No, it's not a Gibson. It was it's something that starts with an A. I don't know. The type of guitar wasn't super important. It was, the signature and the charity is the main thing. Do I play guitar? No. No, I don't. I wish I did. I could pick up some chicks and play some guitar. No, I've never been particularly musically inclined. I tried to teach myself piano a couple years ago, and it was going okay, except I just didn't have the time to sit and play for an hour or 2 hours a day. But yeah. So, Alvarez, Jay Winkler, thank you. Alvarez. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. It's upstairs. I don't have it. But Did I tell him Waterworld was a masterpiece? Yes. No. We didn't actually get to talk to him too much. He was very quickly moved through the autographed stuff. It was at the end of the night. He was clearly ready to go. His talk was interesting. His talk was about his childhood and stuff like that. But and he talked about his new movie project that he's working on, which is 4 movies called Horizon so far, and says he's having trouble getting studios to fund them. The interesting thing to find out was that the studios didn't want to fund Dances with Wolves either, which ended up being his Oscar, winning film for Best Director and I think Best Picture. So who knows? Hopefully he gets something squared away. He self-funded 2 or 3 movies that did really well. But and I hear the Yellowstone's going great too. Oh shit. Mr. Mediker says, wow, hanging out with Kevin Costner. I'll tell you what, Laura, man, I was hanging out with celebrities too. I bowled with Mersh. Oh, Jim, how dare you insult Destiny like that? Saying that he's not a celebrity. Destiny is a woman's name. But yes, it was a fun thing, which, that was another fun thing that Ralph did. Ralph invited me to his bowling event. So I guess that did make it an invitational. He invited me to the bowling event. But the bowling event was the night where I was at the Kevin Costner thing. So, which was 100 miles away. So I wasn't going to do those 2 things together. So there. He said if I didn't come, I was a coward. Which by Ralph's definition, the coward is the person who, when you cancel on them, they don't have you on the show. So I guess, sure, I'll take it. So I'll take that. I can be a coward all day. Jim Satala says, I sent you a story in your Twitter DMs that will make your blood boil. California just made it legal to abort a baby up to 7 days after birth. These monsters should all get the wall. How isn't this criminal? Okay, I haven't seen the California law, but very, very interesting to hear about that. We're going to talk about the bowling event briefly in just a second because it's something. It's something. And I will encourage you guys to watch Jim's stream on it. But I think Medicare Fembot has archived it, if that's right. Because I don't think Jim keeps his streams up. Sounds like a prostate problem, but I think Medicare Fembot archived it, and you should really check it out because otherwise you're going to sit there for just a shitload of time through his event, and you're going to want to kill yourself because it's so boring. But yeah, the culmination of the evening was the guy who punched Ralph in the face. And then that guy being potentially assaulted by Ralph. Now, so what happens is Ralph throws a bunch of people. He kicks a bunch of people out of his own event. Ticket purchasers who went to Ralph's show, who go to this live event. He then throws several of them out. I think 4 or 5 of them he throws out of the event, which is wild to me. Yeah. Again, remember, Blaze Studios cowards for not letting him in. Blaze moderators are cowards for moderating the chat. Everybody's a coward, but if you ask to go to the bathroom or ask where the bathroom is, you get thrown out of Ralph's event. Right there. You're out. One guy who probably deserved to be thrown out did punch Ralph in the face. Now, it was after some back and forth argument. I don't really know what about. He argues with Ralph. Eventually, he goes up punches Ralph in the face, which is, I mean, that's unacceptable, right? Like, you do need to get thrown out. You need to get thrown out if you punch someone in the face. That's his one that works. Everybody else was just talking, had him thrown out. I guess that's how the Ralpha male does it. But that was the thing there. But allegedly, after the guy punches Ralph in the face, he walks off. A bunch of guys grab him, and this is the thing. This is Ralph's toughness coming through. That real raw wigger attitude coming in, where Ralph is so tough, he don't scare. He's the biggest, toughest badass, will throw down anywhere and everywhere, so long as he has a bunch of guys to hold you down. Because then what he'll do is have people hold you down. And allegedly, Ralph walks around and gives the guy a little stomp or a little kick afterwards. Now, that is a battery. That is not self-defense. And it's certainly not self-defense when someone's restrained. Once someone has cut off the encounter and walked away, you're technically not allowed to hit them. Now, things get a little flexible, right? It's a little flexible because people's blood gets up, and typically cops are going to look at it as either mutual sort of combat or, mutual disorderly conducts, those types of things. And I think that this probably won't go anywhere, mainly because the guy who would have to report the crime of Ralph kicking him would be the guy be reporting himself for punching Ralph in the face. I'm not saying that I want to, like, if I was that guy, I might just kind of keep it quiet personally. But Ralph cannot afford that charge. He cannot afford to have stomped a guy into the ground. If he did, in fact, stomp that guy while other people are holding him down, well after the punch, I mean, 10, 15 seconds after the punch, then he did, in fact, commit a crime that would potentially be a violation of his probation. Now, I say that the charges won't go anywhere, right? Because the charges won't go anywhere. But probation violations are different than charges, aren't they? Probation violations are not, you don't require a criminal, you don't require a guilty verdict in a separate criminal case to have activity that violates probation. You just, unlawful activity, even if it's unprosecuted, can be a probation violation. So it is slimly possible that something could come from this, but really you'd probably need the video up there. And the probation officer might be like, well, he did get punched in the face. I don't know if we want to go ahead and charge. I don't know about that. Charge. If I was Ralph's defense attorney and they tried to charge my client for that, or tried to call that a violation of probation, I'd have all sorts of arguments about provocation and mutual combat and all that stuff that you'd throw out there. And you'd be like, this is ridiculous. You can't even prove it. There's no criminal conviction here. Tons to argue against it. But if you piss off the probation officer, or you piss off the judge, or you piss off the prosecutor, any of those people, you could certainly turn that into a lot of trouble for yourself. Ralph really needs to fucking calm down, but he can't. He can't. He's allergic. He's allergic to success, and he's allergic to himself being out of fucking trouble. So we'll see. But again, one of my big predictions, I don't make a ton of predictions on here, but one of my predictions, I never thought they would actually bring the revenge porn charges against Ralph, because I didn't think Ralph was retarded enough to fuck that up. He's dating the girl. probably should have had her consent. Had all sorts of defenses that they would have to expensively prove that was his video he was uploading. There was a long list of things that had to go wrong, and almost all of them had to do with Ethan Ralph and no one else. And he managed to do it. I mean, first of all, for the person making the complaint would have to be the victim, which would have been Faith. All he had to do was to not fuck up his relationship with Faith, and everything would have been okay. But, I guess when you're the Ralpha male, you can fuck anything up. So mea culpa. I got that one wrong. I didn't think Ralph would fuck that up, and I should have known. I was blinded. By my biases. I thought he'd have that locked down. So Dragon 3 says, Ralph to his victim, I got something right here for you. Let Ralph in. Oh, shit. Gross. S. Asp says, let Ralph in. Is that the same thing Ethan says to the ladies he has a cuddle with, a struggle with? Asking for a nose. Kalea says, cocaine is a hell of a drug. True. The great Cornholio says, just can't handle the Ralpha male and its Guntergy. Gliffy says, imagine being some 7-Eleven guy calling the police and being like, there's some fat guy. Wait, no, let me say it right. There's a fat guy in my parking lot screaming and dancing. Can you make sure he is okay? Jester says, hey, Nick, longtime lurker, but always watch when I can. Just want to say thank you for all the entertainment over the last 2 years. You make me laugh, and that's so rare on most channels these days. Blessings from South Africa. Hey, thanks, Jester. Blessings back to you in South Africa. Stay safe, man. I hear that place can get a little bit tough. Bob Piffle says, Ralph is a sad joke. Hey, how was the Costner concert? It wasn't a concert. It was just a talk. I did see Costner in concert a couple years ago, and it was actually a lot of fun. It's not the best band in the world, but he was fun. His violinist is phenomenal, though. Favorite R.A. Salvatore novel and best Bible verse. I haven't read a lot of the R.A. Salvatore novels. I couldn't even name one off the top of my head. I think I read one or two of the Drizzt books. I like the Ed Greenwood stuff. The Temptation of Elminster is my favorite Ed Greenwood novel. And the best Bible verse is the one about a woman touching a man's genitals needing to have her hand cut off. That's the one. Stay away from that dick, ladies. Unless you're married. Then you can touch it. Okay. All right. Is it about time? Is it time for the unbreaded? Should we do it? I know people have been, a little bit miffed that I have not been here. The daily unbreaded. No, I'm not doing like 5 of them tonight though. So don't get your hopes up there. Unbreaded. All right, here we go. Let me get my number generator up here. We got technology on Kill Stream here to generate numbers. Where else can you find that kind of level of engineering? We are generating new numbers here. All right, here we go. What do we got? 165. Page 165. If you are not familiar, this is the Daily Unbreaded. This is where we read one page of the manifesto of Matthew Harris, a UCLA professor who is black. By the way, he uses some privilege words. I don't want to call them gamer words anymore because that gives them too much power. Gamers are the most powerful group now, so we call them privilege words. And where as a dark, he is capable of using darker words than a white could use. And so he gets to use those. I will censor them. I am not a privilege word user, and am not allowed to use those words, but he is. So I will moderate them in real time, but you can see them on the screen. You'll know what the actual words were. But yes, we read one page of his manifesto every show. So do not be mad at me for the contents that you're about to witness. And we go by the PDF page number, which is 165. I know it's really small, but we do not go across the page number on the actual page will be 164. That's because there's some extra pages in there. But we use, for the random number generation, it's easier to use the actual page on the file. So here we go. And freedoms. She had to pretend that Binger, who bravely entered the paradox and wilderness of the unworthy man's mazes, were the same as the time she sucked too many dudes in one day and made money for it. The same as the time she got paid on Venmo for fucking a grad student. The same as the time she spread her legs and rubbed her hair vigorously to secure a job offer. Same as the slut life she lived. She acted like she stood next to Binger just to steal their dignity and then to emasculate them on behalf of all unworthy men. She proved her loyalty to unworthy men by pretending that the unworthy man was hurting her the same as he did Binger for centuries. She made up feminism just to pretend that, and to coordinate with the unworthy man as a means of lassoing Binger's neck and emasculating him, just as a way to make sure that Binger did not grow too fond of the Destiny. Shout out to Destiny for being on the show. That he was obviously worthy of and in the process of realizing. She had to pretend that being a slutty, unworthy woman was worse than being a Binger, and she had to pretend that being a slut was full of dignity and worthy of pride and celebration. That being a slut is somehow brave, dangerous, courageous, and rebellious. That sucking dick is a means towards emancipation on par with the struggles of people whose families and bodies were bred to do physical labor and whose lives were not treated as valuable and sold like they didn't have spirits or suffer pain and sold like farm animals to be beaten and tortured. She had to pretend that sucking dick and getting raw dogged was as brutal as having your family's identity erased and cultural violently removed and language replaced by the unworthy man's force of violence. If you learned how to read, you were attacked and punished. If you were able to get free, you're still hunted and possibly murdered without repercussion. And your life still for centuries has less value or dignity. And you can get murdered and tortured and dragged behind a fucking truck even recently just for whistling it. Woman, but if a slut feels rightful shame and feels bad about her poor decisions to get drunk with horny idiots who don't know about or value her, that her idiot choice is comparable to a centuries of slavery, domination, exploitation, and degradation of human souls. A fucking bitch had to compare her slut life to the oppression of an entire tribe. Kill this bitch. Don't let her live. Don't let this whore see the light of day. Binger, stop acting like a slut who can't stop swallowing cum for job offers and Venmo benefits is comparable to what your ancestors endured for centuries. The unworthy woman doesn't deserve oxygen, if you ask me. Don't delay murdering her. Don't give her room to speak. Drench her in bullets and boot heels. Drench her face in the blood of revenge for slavery. Drench her face in the blood of revenge for slavery. Feminists down. Shut the fuck up, ho! Drench her face in the blood of revenge for slavery. Binger finds nothing difficult, and so he created the others to give himself something to do. Binger gave himself lesser men so that he could enjoy his destiny. And well, let's go to Tucker Carlson and see what he says. He says, so that he could fuck his women while enjoying the memory of how he earned those trophies, how he got there. The story made it juicier for him to nut inside them. Binger needed those memories to give him a stronger motivation to enjoy his eternity. But Binger could have done all this instantly and it would not be enjoyed as fervently. Binger needed to give himself a game, so invented the others to provide short-term obstacles. Upon awakening to himself, Binger remembered how to exterminate all the lesser men. Upon awakening to himself, Binger remembered how to access that part of him that is 25%. So, wee! Unbread! There you go. There you go. That was the unbreaded for the day. That was the unbreaded. I hope I hope you enjoyed the theme today. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. My vocal cords are not up to the Ralph male energy. Wow. So there you go. There you go. That's what we got. That's what we got. Shut Up Ike and Cook says, I love women and men, but only one called me a bad name tonight. Who called you a bad name tonight? Sheila Aliens, that wasn't soda. That was Propel. I'm not drinking soda. You guys saw the last soda that I had it on stream. And I said, I'm not having any. So I have not had a single drop of soda since then. So I've been a good boy. I've been a good boy on that. Oh, sorry. I blew out your eardrums. Well, that's just what happens here on the kill stream. You can't find. Where else can you find this level of entertainment? Blotty Blah says Nick censors super chats. I do not. YouTube censors super chats. So I mean, obviously, if you somehow manage to sneak an N-word or something into a super chat, I would censor it. But as far as like what super chats come through, there's no moderation on our end. But YouTube does a whole bunch of that. And I hate it. I hate it. In fact, they've made it very hard for me to super chat various people. I was completely unable to super chat as the other day. So anyway, okay. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Here we go. Fuck you. I was right. 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 Kyle Kareth was not charged and will not be charged in the shooting death of Chad Reed. Kyle Kareth has been cleared by a Lubbock, Texas grand jury. That is the correct outcome, in my opinion. Again, not saying that Kyle Kareth's actions were correct that day. Not saying that Chad Reed deserved to die or anything like that. However, under Texas law, it would be very, very difficult to prosecute Kyle Kareth. He was on his property when he was removed from his property by Chad Reed, and he was shot And Chad Reed was shot almost immediately after the removal. Basically, as Kyle Kareth was landing, he aimed and fired. I know a lot of people want to split hairs over the second or so it was 0.6 of a second delay between the time he landed and the time he pulled the trigger. I don't think that you're going to get a Texas jury to convict someone whose gun was grabbed, who was threatened that the person was going to take his gun and shoot him and kill him with it, and then was grabbed and thrown off of his own property, that a Texas jury is going to say, oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, just go ahead and let's charge that guy with murder. I just don't think that was going to happen. Personally. And that was the position I took the entire time. I defended that position on other people's channels and so on and so forth. And lo and behold, that's what happened. I think it's the right decision. I'm not here to actually gloat or anything like that, but I think that was the right decision by the grand jury. And I think the prosecutor would have had a really tough time convincing a Lubbock jury that was anything other than a justifiable use of force. Had a very hard time because they would have had to get really technical with it, because Texas has a lot of defenses. And at the end of the day, the defense attorney gets to stand up and says, look, imagine you're on your porch and some lunatic comes up. He's yelling at you. He's saying you need to produce a kid. Kid's not there. Kid's not supposed to be there. He's not supposed to pick up the kid there, but he comes there raising a ruckus. He's yelling at you, he's screaming at you, he's hollering at women. And then he rushes up on you. He rushes up on your porch, tells you he's going to take your gun, try and kill you with it, and he grabs your gun, throws you. The only reason you still have your gun is because you kept your grip on it. Are you trying to tell me that you don't have a right to defend yourself on your own property? In Texas? I thought this was Texas. Now I'm a little old-fashioned, but I think I've got a right to defend myself. I think you do too. I mean, that's what you're up against. You're up against a guy who was, and there's a lot of misinformation here. A lot of misinformation. Chad Reed was yelling about his kid. Chad Reed was not there to pick up his kid. That is not the pickup spot for his kid. His kid was not supposed to be there. His kid was not being withheld from him at that location. He was told that his kid was not there. The kid was not there and was not supposed to be there. That is not like he showed up and the kid was supposed to be there but wasn't. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. So a lot of people are like, oh, he was shot trying to get his son. He was not there trying to get his son. He was there starting ruckus. He went to someone's workplace and started yelling. That's what he did. And if you did that, may God have mercy on you, because you're going to get shot eventually. You're going to get shot if you try and do that shit. You just can't. And it look, it does suck when someone fucks up with the parenting time arrangement. It absolutely sucks. And it really sucks that you have to go to court to deal with it, but you have to go to court to deal with it. And instead of going to court, he died. So it's really a terrible choice all around. Really a terrible choice. The John Beck says, of course he should have produced a kid. According to current science, men can get pregnant too, bigot. Well, I see what Branca is saying, but he's an expert, so he can see it much faster. Normal people are stressed out. Yeah, I see what he's saying too. And I think he even would probably concede that it would be hard. It might be really hard to convince a jury on the very technical aspects of his analysis. His analysis is good. He's an expert. Like I said, I didn't think they would charge him because when rubber meets the road on some of this stuff, that one's a hard one to win. And again, you're fighting against that whole Texas attitude that's going to be present in the jury and would have been also present in the grand jury. If you don't know how a grand jury works, a grand jury is where a prosecutor goes in front of a group of jurors that are sworn under oath, and the prosecutor alone presents the case. And they get to use evidence that is admissible and not admissible, because all they have to do is make a probable cause showing. Do we have enough evidence to bring this charge? And the grand jury then decides yes or no. So they have a very low standard, and it's very easy to meet that standard. The old legal adage is you could indict a ham sandwich, because the prosecutor, without any checks on what he does or says, goes before these people and says, here's the case I have. This is why we think this person is guilty of this crime. No one challenges them at all. They can bring witnesses. They don't have to. They can bring video. They can bring stuff that wouldn't be admissible. Like I said, they could bring up, in theory, they could bring in past bad acts and stuff like that. There's no one to object. So then they get to do that, and then the grand jury makes their decision. So it's very easy to indict, and they weren't able to overcome that hurdle. So one of two things: either the spirit of Texas is so present there in Lubbock that they weren't going to let this go, because they so believe in gun rights and self-defense and all that stuff, or the prosecutor himself didn't really believe in the conviction, in the charge that much either, and he wasn't fully motivated to really go after Kyle Kareth on that one. So anyway, that's just an update on that. I'm probably going to do a short video on it at some point. Of course, I'm going to be playing catch up the whole time. Because I gotta figure out everything, and it's tax season. Shit, taxes are in 9 days. Taxes are in 9 days. Somebody fucking kill me. D Zone D says, so I guess killing a dude is fine then. Well, what do you want, man? What do you want? Like, you want him to not shoot the guy, but he wanted to not be attacked at the same time. He wanted to not have his gun grabbed. He wanted to not be thrown off his porch. He wanted to not have this tall monster saying he was going to take his gun and kill him with it. At what point do you say, well, I guess you just have to take the beating, right? Like Kyle Kareth just has to take the beating then. Or he just has to have the gun taken and shot. It's just interesting, right? Like, because what is the alternative? I mean, you want it to resolve, right? Like, you want someone not to be shot. I agree. But if the one guy keeps coming at you, eventually you pull the trigger. So anyway, that's that. That's the big update. Intimidator 0108 says, hey, Nick, glad to see you got back from your trip safely. Speaking of Sabaton, I love their songs No Bullets Fly, The Final Battle, and Bismarck. Final Battle is awesome. Bismarck's awesome. I haven't heard No Bullets Fly. Would love to see them in concert someday soon. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun show. I don't know when Sabaton, do they tour? Like, do they do that? Is that a thing? Shiroyama. Yeah, that was a good song too. Whew. Okay. I think I should do super chats and wrap up the show tonight. And then we'll get ready for the show I don't know if there's going to be a daytime show tomorrow. Because again, I'm just getting back from my trip. I got a whole bunch of stuff to get together. I've got live chat Wednesday tomorrow. I've got a YouTube meeting tomorrow. And I've got something else going tomorrow. I'm going to try and do a daytime show on Thursday and Friday. We'll see. We'll see. It being tax time. That is a nightmare. God. Mandy Karavichus says, hello, Nick. I saw you. Where did you see me, Mandy? Where did you see me? You were in Dallas, or I think you're in Dallas. If you saw me, why didn't you come say hi? What the hell? Let's see. Please don't be DSP and please do your taxes. Just kidding. Yeah. Okay. I thought so. It's like I was out. I was at the Dallas Galleria for hours with Lady Raggets dress shopping. I always do my taxes. I'll probably have to file an extension. It's I fucking hate taxes. I hate them so much. And Minnesota is the worst, the absolute worst state. Yeah. Okay. All right. It is time. It's time. Oh, and if you missed the beginning part of the show, real quick, Friday, that umbrella guy will be on. That umbrella guy will be helping me get prepped for the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, which starts technically on the 11th, but I think the live streaming of the trial will probably start on the 12th, according to the court website. So 6 days from Wednesday, we should be having which would be Tuesday, the Johnny Depp live trial coverage will be here. But that umbrella guy is going to come on Friday. We're going to talk about it. Get me up to speed. Excuse me. On what's at issue here. And yeah, we'll talk about that. What do you think about Elon buying Twitter? I have some mixed thoughts on it. We'll probably discuss it tomorrow. Zypher Warrior, don't your parents not have to do a state income tax? My parents live in Florida, so they don't have state income tax. Correct. It's a disaster living in Minnesota. All right, let's do these super chats and then we'll wrap up the show. People are asking Elden Ring tonight. Guys, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I got home and the first thing I did was laid down, and then I got up and made the show link, and then I went and laid back down, and I'm so fucking tired. I've been waking up at like 7:15 on this trip every day, which is a fucking nightmare. And going to bed at like 11. So I got to get back into a proper person's sleep schedule. So, but we should be in full operator mode tomorrow. Mandy says, get a lot of rest. I've gotten a lot of rest. Now I just need to adjust the sleep schedule back. I have to do that. Okay, here we go. Cledge Fenrir says, so we spam super chats to prolong the stream, right? Well, if you want to do that, you can. I'm not recommending it. Joshua Vidrine says, I had an idea about what to call you bunch of lawyers since you dislike the term law tube. How about you firm? You firm? Because I sure am. That's good. I like it. Wolfgang Deo says, I died in a hotel twice. Davis Fetter says, I think it's safe to say that Rage Pig's amount in controversy is more than satisfied. Welcome back, good sir. And then Pig bread. Jillian Seed, Nick, a Republican won the Kenosha County executive race tonight. First time ever a Republican has won that office, according to Twitter. Good. It seems like maybe there's some backlash over what happened in the little town of Kenosha, and maybe they put the blame on a certain group of people. Artemis Tree says YouTube Law Nerd clips mild case. Where and or what title is the complete stream is your mild case clip from? I don't even know what's in that clip. I have no idea. Does anybody know what that's from? Shut up, I can cook, says Nicholas, darling. Your chat has been taken over by femmes, including C. Goody, cussing me out. Keep me in witness protection. Cuss him out back. Cuss him back out. Cornelius Buttknuckle says, when's Eliger coming on the show? Do you mean Elijah? I don't know. Hopefully soon. Hopefully very, very soon. Chris Onion says, toast to my friend Tyler. He died when a cement truck hit him. Oh, shit. Rest in peace. Tyler Jones. Tyler Jones, a man walking down those Canadian streets, those sweet, sweet Canadian Elysian fields, just humbly playing Candy Crush or whatever on his cell phone, smashed and obliterated by a cement truck. Need a little whiskey for Tyler Jones. The basest Canadian, the only one. And God took him from us. Wasn't a perfect man by any means, but God took him from us. 12 tons of concrete mixing. Devastation. Wasn't even anything left. Cheers to the memory of Tyler Jones. All right. Squizgar says a new self-defense case out of Florida that happened recently. 3 teens robbed a concealed carrier at gunpoint. We 3 teens of... Never mind. I'm not going to do it. I'm making assumptions already. I haven't even drank that much. Concealed carrier domed one of the teens as he ran away. Said the teen was still pointing the gun. That's going to be a tough one. Interesting. I wonder, is there video of it? Roz Alert says, can you make a pigeon sound? And do you like pigeons? No, and I'm indifferent on the pigeon question. But I have no idea how to make a pigeon sound. TJ Ventura says, have you been following the trial of Dr. Husel in Ohio? Closing arguments are tomorrow. Baez only called 1 witness. Also, no charges for the Lubbock Chad shooter. We talked about that last thing. I've not been following the Husel trial. We watched opening arguments. Baez's opening argument was very good. He only called 1 witness. He's confident. That'd be good. Maybe we'll watch closing arguments of that. That could be really interesting. I'd love to see how the case turned out. A whole bunch of people told me to watch it, but it was weeks long and I just couldn't. My schedule did not allow it. Plus I've been saving up my daytime energy for Johnny Depp, which is going to be, it's supposed to be 6 weeks. Guys, that's a whole lot of trial. Wolfgang says, maybe if you were on time, we wouldn't throw all this money at you. Sheesh, be on time or the money shall be thrown. I need to stop drinking here. Aaron says, hi, Rackets. Good to see you back. Need some fat shaming to keep me motivated in my fight against 100 pounds of adipose. Hey, Aaron, 100 pounds of adipose? 100 fucking pounds? Fuck is wrong with you? You have 1.2 models of extra weight just carrying around on your disgusting stomach. That's 1.2 Victoria's Secret models just attached to you, but not in the good way. Not in the fun way. In the disgusting way. Just walking around. This is embarrassing for you. What are you talking about? What? You need to take the scalpel of workouts. Scrape that 100 pounds off of you and form a proper woman out of it. What the fuck are you doing? Get on the damn pull-up bar and lift, fatty. You better lift. Look, if you're so fucking fat, then when you grab the pull-up bar that you actually bend the metal down rather than lifting your huge ass off the floor, then you need some help. You need some fucking help. And that help should be try not eating. Have you thought of that? Have you thought about not eating? Maybe like run or something. Do literally anything. Try clapping because you probably can't even stand. God, you're disgusting. Get in the fucking gym. Do what you. Oh my God. 100 pounds. 100. That's a lot of pounds. Shed them. All right, here we go. Selrin says, I'm reading Olympus and I have a question. I thought they decided to stop faxing around in the first book, but now they're doing so again. I'm confused. I don't remember. I don't remember if they had decided to stop faxing or if they, I mean, I know they don't fax for a while. Shit. Now my brain is where they couldn't fax with Harmon Harmon because he was too old. And Savvy can't fax. So maybe it's just because they split off of them. I'm not sure. Or they got around the faxing issue at some point. I don't remember. Nicholas Cruiser says low T metal, I believe it's called. Oh, damn. Kidda says, did you see squats are back? They are not. Don't you lie to me. That's you. It's happening with Harper says, what's your take on Elon and his Twitter stock purchase? White hat, black hat. So curious. Look, if I was a billionaire and I didn't want to be banned off of Twitter, I would buy it. I mean, that's the simplest explanation, right? Elon likes Twitter. He likes it functionally. Clearly, he uses it a ton. He sees a value proposition in it. He sees the risk of being banned from it. So buy your way out of being banned. Now he can say literally anything he wants. What would your first tweet be if you bought Twitter? And we're not, I mean, he bought a 9% stake in 9.5% stake, largest stake in Twitter, 9.5%. But he didn't like buy the whole company. He just has the largest share. But what would your first tweet be if you could never be banned because I liked it so much, I bought the company. Right. If you did that, oh man, it'd be the spiciest tweet you could buy. First of all, you've got enough money to buy Twitter. Second of all, you're now immune. Those two, with your power combined, you could say whatever the fuck you want. Maybe just quote the coach from Home Movies or whatever. Let's see. Wolfgang Deo says, how are your cake donuts? I don't buy cake donuts. Cake donuts are disgusting and a pox upon the earth. They should be thrown on a train and sent to an oven. E.E. Fell says, might I suggest the Japanese metal band Anthem? Got recommended them from Razorfist and their Dong Bloodlines kills. Also, look up the game Nightmare Reaper for that good boomer shooter goodness. And thank you for the suggestions. See, Goody said Lady Rackets has a nice rack. She does. She does have a nice rack. He is correct. You are correct, sir. Emily Wooten, I read that one. Walter Deadman says, is weeping from joy acceptable if you're eating those cookies on public? No tears can come out of these tear ducts. JD, welcome to Paralegal Status. Death Trout says, my first job was a Cone Street flagship store in Corsicana. Oh, I've been there. I've been to that store several times. Those cookies, man. Miss me with those fruitcakes. Fuck the fruitcakes are disgusting. I don't know if they're disgusting as far as fruitcakes go, but fruitcakes in general, I'm no thank you. But their cookies are so good. Kalea, did you say that Lady Racket's rack was a little small? Okay. All right. Kevin speaks on it, says at 1.5 speed, you're like a coked up spaz. Good. Let's see. S Asp says, how does the nose feel about Volbeat? Favorite song. I don't know who Volbeat is. I don't know who Volbeat is. Jack of the Dead says, glad you enjoyed your time in the best state. Be envious of our kolaches and jealous of our brisket. I love kolaches. I had several kolaches and two different, went to Cadillac barbecue and Stanley's barbecue. Also a fan meetup the next time you're in Tyler. A fan meetup would be cool. Just saying, look, I really wanted to put one together and I did not have any spare time at all. I did not have any spare time at all, unfortunately. Afro Fry Cook says, you eat any more of those cookies, your gut will be bigger than your nose. What would your fat rant be against yourself? I can't rant against myself because when I look down, like Ralph can't see his penis because of his stomach. I can't see anything below my nose. So I don't even know. I wouldn't even know. There, and my stomach would never outshine this schnoz, and you know it. Joe says short stream, gay and breaded. I don't think we're going to be at short stream status. I think we'll make it to the full length stream. Mandy, I've not listened to Bolt Thrower yet, but they're on my list of things to do this week. Afro Fry read that one. Angry Baneling says, where'd you go? And when are we watching Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter? No, senpai. You know you want to. Well, Angry Baneling, since you're racist and you weren't here, I went to Texas. I went to Texas to be on the You Are Here podcast and then to go to an event where I got to meet Kevin Costner and then to spend 2 days hanging out with family that I haven't seen in 2 years. And COVID has ravaged my normal travel stuff. Normally I go down to Tyler once a year, see my uncles and their families, some cousins and stuff like that. I used to visit my grandparents, but my grandmother passed away 2 years ago. And actually that was the last time that I was down in Texas at all, I think, other than a quick shot down to Dallas the other day. But I haven't been to Texas since then. So COVID put a real damper on family time. So it was nice to go see them and visit with them. Dr. Jagus says, I put the sugar cookie down. ASO says, I feel bad for Ralph's toilet. It's suicidal. No, it didn't choose to be there. Johawa Al-Himar says, Bernie can still win. You just got to believe. New Age Cuck says, a toast to Taylor Hawkins, drummer of Foo Fighters, overdose on multiple drugs. Never know who's actually so deep in their minds to self-delete. To Taylor Hawkins, a legendary drummer from a legendary band whose drumming and music will be sorely missed. Cheers. Wolfgang Deo says, trust the plan. George Washington from the dead. Asphyxiation says, as a scholar of holler and hogs, if I was trapped on an island with Ralph, would it be halal / kosher to eat him, preferably before he tries to eat me and or mistakes me for a tall teenage girl. There is kosher pork. It exists. I don't know how it works. So yes, there is a way. I also think he has hooves, but I don't think they're cloven. So I think he might be okay. He might be okay as an oddity. Aureliana says, so he really thinks he looks like Johnny Cash, huh? Who, Ralph? I don't know what he thinks about how he looks, other than he's got to be embarrassed by it. Renee Villarreal says, oh, he asked the other, I don't think I covered this the other day, says, is Ricada getting fat? Yes, I am. I am definitely getting fat. Too much streaming and not enough lifting. Renee Villarreal says, the ignorance of the nose shall keep you safe from self-shame. Now I shall take flight with my ears. May I ask for prayers? I have a medical exam coming up and I'm nervous. Yeah, absolutely, Renee. May you be healthy, hopefully. Hopefully whatever is ailing you is, in your head because you're a head case instead of being, like a gunt case. Righteous Kings says, good evening, Nick. I would like to request a toast for my newborn son that arrived 2 weeks ago today. I hope to raise a brave and exemplary young man that can pave his own path in this crazy world. Oh my goodness. What do you need me toasting for when you're going to drop that hot, sweet litany there in the chat? Let me do a little toast for this little guy. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. To the newborn son of righteous kings, 2 weeks fresh from his mother's womb, knit together by God himself and placed in a world that won't care about him, in a world that will look at him possibly as if he were the problem. But this is not a depressing story. This is a story of a child being raised by a man with aims that none of that will matter, that despite the world's outlook on the child's outlook on the world will be one of positivity, hope, productivity, and creation. The duty of every man to go out and make, even when the world wants to unmake you. So may his future be fraught with obstacles that he will be blessed to overcome. Cheers, brother. Wolfgang Deo says, Vic News, no. We have some chats over on Odyssey and Rumble to hit too. Malik Foxon says, funny thing about that, nobody was really spamming the chat saying let Ralph in. Actually, didn't see a single one of those. Well, that's just because the Blaze was moderating those. Malik, you racist. Jay Winkler says, not Jay Winkler, but me, Nick Ricada, loves when Lady Rackets gives me a good hard pegging. Oh, shit. Tato Chip says, lifting stream to avoid the gunt win. No, I think me streaming a workout is gotta be something horrible. Something bad would have had to happen to all of you to deserve that. Emorsk says, thoughts on Chad Reed shooting case, no charges. That's the correct outcome. As I stated earlier, Kyle Kareth should not have been charged in the shooting death of Chad Reed under Texas law. I just don't think so. Bailey 7 says, sugar cookies, ? Snickerdoodle is where it's at. You can be wrong. It's fine. It's fine. Random 11. I haven't talked about that. I'll try and remember to hit that on the show tomorrow. Joe Schmo 1 of 3 says, Ralph's shirt is a state of being. Fed is not a glowy meme on his chest. Yes, he is clearly, well, he's not well fed, right? People are saying it should say well fed. Ralph is not well. Have you seen how the man eats? He has the same food intake ethos as a literal dumpster. Just whatever someone shoves into it that they don't want to have anymore. I mean, that's That's what he's eating. It's so gross. Don't do it. Don't. He is not well fed. Ryoji Mata. Nick, that nasal steroid made your nose bigger. Stop turning my direction. You almost hit me. Welcome back, Gun Destroyer. Oh, thank you. Seal Hunter, welcome to Paralegal Status. Very much appreciated. Daft End says, if you like Sabaton for the subject matter, I might suggest a band named Teresa's. Their album Stand Up and Fight tells a great story. Solid 8 out of 10. I will check them out. Guys, okay. So Dragon Force has Through the Fire and Flames. It's a good song or whatever. It's fine. Did Dragon Force do Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja? Is that them? Because I listened to that song years ago and I was thinking about it and I was like, I haven't heard it in a long time, but I think that was Dragon Force, wasn't it? Was that Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja? Look, music trivia in the chat, I guess. Music trivia hour. If the chat doesn't exist to answer my questions, then I don't know what it exists for. Cinch says, if Ralph keeps doing dumb stuff like this, he's definitely going to go back to jail soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that was Lost Profits. Thank you. That was Lost Profits. Okay, good. My brain was broken on that. I like that song. Wait, why pedo profits? Shit, are they pedophiles? Well, if they are, they just need to be shot. Shut up, I can cook, says Nick. A woman in your chat wants me to shut up. Do you help Nick? SMH. This is why I love men plus other. I do not give mod stat unless they are me or Ann Coulter. Look, if no one can make you shut up, really. Like, it's up to you. Startup Lab says, since we're toasting, let's celebrate our history of drinkers. General George Washington supplied Applejack to his troops in the Revolutionary War. USA was founded by a motley crew. You know what? Really, we do need to toast the founding fathers a little bit, because these we always see them in their stately and weird stoic pictures of when they're aged men, but when this thing happened, except for Benjamin Franklin, who was always fucking old, but most of these guys were young and they were ready to fight. These were rough and tumble dudes. They said, you taxing us? Well, we got fucking guns, bitches. And they went to war. They went to war over taxation, something that we would never even consider now. We will be taxed into oblivion before we go to war again. But they did it. But these guys were these were a sordid lot, so to speak. And the founding of the United States was not a stately patrician affair that we like to whitewash it into, right? It was made by smugglers, by businessmen, by hustlers, by power-hungry politicians and generals, and all of them willing to throw down and to throw muskets. Cheers to these men. Mr. Lawlinator says, one day Chris Chan will get out of jail and be one of Ralph's trolls. The difference between Chris Chan and Ralph is Chris Chan knows he's a lol cow. Platinum Gaming says the gunfire never ends. It doesn't. It does not. Wolf of Fenrir says, yes, Nick, squats are back. I'm almost interested to see lore on this. I mean, they have to bring them back because they're too damn popular, but I can't believe that they did. I can't believe they did that now. Victor Phantasm says, whatever, old man. You harped on me when I thought Drunk Hero Hay handling weapons honored our fathers. Drunk Hero Hay handling weapons was a crime that he needed to get off of camera. That's what happened. Vienna waits for you, says Ralph is going to single-handedly take down the Blaze with his overall awesomeness in his mind. Mr. Lawlinator says, notice high school girls wear their boyfriend's jerseys. Ralph is wearing his Catboy boyfriend's Fed shirt on his live stream. Look, I say what you will about Nick Fuentes. I think Nick Fuentes is a little embarrassed by what Ethan Ralph is doing. I think he's trying to, be cool with it, but I think he's looking at Ralph's antics like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? So I don't know. I don't talk to Nick Fuentes. I don't think Nick likes me, which is fine. I don't really, whatever. But yeah, I think he's looking at this never ending dumpster fire. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Like the rest of us, right? Everybody looking at Ralph is going, what the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing? LKD 70. Wait, oh shit. Mike B says, missed you. Welcome back. Thank you, Mike B. LKD 70 says, am I supposed to know who either of these people are? I've never heard of either. Glad to hear you enjoyed your trip. Welcome back. You probably shouldn't know who Ethan Ralph is. Most people don't, and that's fine. Elijah Schaefer is a conservative, I guess, right wing. I hate that fucking phrase. All of the baggage in both of those phrases. A right-leaning commentator on The Blaze, and has his own show, Slightly Offensive, and some people really like his stuff. He's putting on a show. So it's not wrong of you to not know who they are. No. Like anybody in the sector, you can have a huge following and be completely missed by most people. It's just the way the internet works. Walter Deadman says, why didn't anyone smack that hat off his head? Well, the one guy who punched him, yeah, he didn't knock the hat off. Don't know. Ronan Kabuto says, what a time we live in. The world topics go from war to Will Smith to Ethan Ralph. It must be a weird timeline. Look, Ethan's only being talked about really in a couple places. And it's places where a bunch of people who have been following this segment of the internet are. The only reason I'm talking about Ethan Ralph at all is because, I used to go on his show. And so now, like that is a part of the history and lore of this channel. So it gets incorporated into some of the news stuff. But that's the only real reason. As far as relevance goes, the 8th debate between Destiny and literally who isn't that interesting. So I don't know. It was funny watching the Medicare stream with my wife, because I'm having to explain like who these people are and all that stuff. And it was, David Bowser says, Ralph is trying to be a discount Alex Jones and failing at it. Alex Angelo says, when did Blob become so depressing? Yeah. Wolfgang says, by the way, sorry about the inbox. Overjoyed, obviously. Don't worry. I didn't read a single one of them. Shut up, I can cook, says Kurt, aka Uncivil Law, is not only smart but always with me a gentleman. Nick, if one of your male mods who I respected called me a B word tonight, never has anyone called me that in my life. See Goody SMH. You've never been called a bitch in your entire life? Man, that is a charmed life. Welcome to the wonderful world of C Goody. Mr. Lawlinator says, prediction, Ralph's next career move will be working with Tommy Tudor, providing releases for dogs and selling rocks along the side of the road. Spencer Mosher says his fans in the Twitter thread were as cringe too. As Cybertaz says, that this brings to mind a Baha Men parody song. Who let the hog out? Snort, snort, snort. Who let the hog out? Snort, 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 snort. Find the Cold One says, Ralph is hopeless. This all just seems like an attempt to gain sympathy. Who would care about his rotund ass? Such a pathetic attempt. I mean, the real sad thing is that Ralph's bride-to-be has just given birth. And instead of being like with the mom and the child, he's down in Dallas with a bunch of dudes. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing? People's life choices are very strange to me. What's her name says, is your nose still juicing? Yes. Although I left my nose steroid here at home, so I missed 5 days of it. Mario Carter 13 says Destiny doesn't look down on Ralph. He can't. And Aka Adventure says, so how long is the 24-hour live stream anyway? The rest of your life. Nicholas Cruiser says, someone's knocking at the door. Someone's ringing the bell. Spencer Mosher, didn't you hear Elijah is now non-binary? Ralph even got that wrong. Lamau. Serious note, when are you reading the super chats with Elijah anyway? Now, we're going to do a show here. I would encourage him and will encourage him to bring the super chats from that show, but I don't know anything about if he's going to. I hope he does. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a good bit, but I don't know. Radio Ruin says, all you haters, don't you want me in that studio? No, Ralph, this was a lot funnier. Seal Hunter says, let the rage pig in, Nick. Walter Deadman, this parking lot rant, circling the camera, and Little Jiggy does, has vibes of Terry A. Davis. C. Goody says, I didn't call her a bitch. That's her delusions. I said she was desperate for a man. Well, there you go. C. Goody says, of course they didn't let the gunt in. Can you imagine how bad it would smell having that thing in your building? Jason J., not going to lie, would watch a Jim Nick anime stream. Also, if Wisconsin, Arizona decertify, even if symbolic, it would just be suicide internationally. Medicare Fembot says, are you trying to educate Ralph on the law, sir? Ralph would have you know he's been in court more times than you as a defendant. Lol. Yes, Ralph certainly has been in court more times than me as a defendant. He can take that trophy straight to the bank. Oh, I forgot to mention this, guys. So Ralph, again, this is all in the gym stream, and I would encourage people to check it out because it was very funny. But Ralph did have a bowling event. That was the Killstream Kingpin, Killtacular, or whatever. And he won his own trophy. And from what I heard, he bowled an 86. So he bought a trophy, and then he won the trophy and took it home. Like, what are you doing? Why are you taking the trophy home? Shouldn't it's a team bowling event. Shouldn't your team member take it? Like something? Do you need to win that, Ralph? Do you need to win that bad? Like I'll play you in Dragon Ball Fighter Z or something. I'll just let you win. The auto block might beat you, but I'll let you win. Just why? Shut Up, I Can Cook says, Nicholas, insane jealous women ran me off mindset stream. I do not want him. He don't want them. Yes, Nick, I have and am living a wonderful life. Oh my God, I'm not desperate for a man because I said not to you too young. Cool. Good. I'm glad you're living a wonderful and fulfilling life. That's all I ask for anybody. Medicare Fembot says, with the state sentence, he would get a full year. Would he get a full year, or would time behaved be removed from the prison time? He would probably be sentenced to a year, but I don't know how Virginia does it, but typically if you're sentenced to a year, like when you actually get in and serve your time, you would have less, but he wouldn't get time served for the time that he's been deferred because he's not serving any time. So it would just be however Virginia handles their jailing, right? Like, do they give credit for, like, some places give 3 days credit for every 2 days that you serve. So you end up only serving 2/3 of your sentence, for example. I don't know how they do it, but that could be, and that would still apply to him. I'm dumb, but I ain't that dumb, says Rage Pig uses rage. It's not very effective. Ethan Ralph says, let me in, you shyster lawyer. They did cancel on me. In fact, it was them who canceled on me. I remember. Steve says, hey, Nick, what would it take to get you to run for Attorney General of Minnesota if you had donors, campaign staff, and backing? Serious question. It would take me not having a blackface picture online. That would probably be the main thing, because I don't think that'll ever I don't think in Minnesota that I'd have a shot with that sitting there. Kalea says cocaine is a hell of a drug. And Cybertaz says he's not here to cause no trouble. He's just here to do the shart your pants shuffle. If chaos is a ladder, Ralph's drama needs an escalator. Wolfgang says people be crazy in this world. At least Ralph acts. Das Pooch says, you guys met Costner? Yes. Cool. Lady Ragged's looking fine. I got a lull out of Sydney being so shocked at her popping out 5 kids. Rock on, brother. Yeah, it's a lot of kids. Vienna waits for you. It says everyone, man, woman, and child was a drinker in the 15th to 18th century. Europe and America out of fear of drinking the water. That came to an end when boiled tea was invented. After England taxed the tea, it kicked off the war for independence. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Aurelian, and one of the first things that America did after winning independence was tax tea. But it was our tax, so it was fine. Aureliana says, I used to volunteer for a charity golf tourney Costner would show up to. I don't know if he still does, but cool of him to do it for so many years, even if I didn't always hear he was the nicest guy, IRL. He was fine at this event. He was nice and personable, albeit he was a bit short. Not physically short. I'm taller than him, but he wasn't particularly short. But he was short on time that he spent with people. You could tell he was like, okay, it's time to go. Time to go. It's not his scene. Which is fine. For some people, it's not. Victor Phantasm says, Nick, don't tell Governor DeSantis or any kids, but how many stools does it take for a rage pig to mount a horse? Disgusting. Wolfgang Deo says, I wish I've had those encounters with celebrities. Lol. Maybe the next time Vic is in town, there's a few Okinawan celebrities I've met. Well, usually to do so, you have to pay something. I mean, that's just the way it goes. It's not like we were invited, but the people who invited us paid for the tickets. So, I mean, that's how we got to go. Mike Hunt says, did you know that Vasquez from Aliens was played by a white woman doing Latin face? She thought Aliens was an immigration film. True story. Look it up. It's hilarious. Critic 19 says, tell the Daily Wire about the Costner movie. Oh, yeah, so they can fund it? I don't know if he'd take their money. I don't know his political leanings, but since he's in Hollywood, or pseudo in Hollywood, I can't imagine they're to the right. Tucson Sky says, if the suit is expensive or you really like it, you can have it altered and let out. There's always extra material inside. Yeah, I know. I'm about due for a new suit anyway, but I do want to have that one let out. I think all men's suit pants should have a little bit of elastic in there. Even if you don't get fat, sometimes you just eat. Right? Like you go and you're like, oh man, I'm in this suit, but it's barbecue night. And you just got to pound down like 2 pounds of brisket. And then your stomach is like pushing out on your pants. They should have a little elastic in the waistband. That's all I'm saying. Medicare Fembot says, don't take that lightly. Ralph looks weak as hell, but those legs are lifting 400 pounds every day. So his legs are strong as hell. Meg McDonald, welcome to Paralegal Status. A says, is Ralph mentally ill? Love you and Medicare, bro. I don't know if Ralph is mentally. Ralph has mental issues for sure. He has probably either narcissism or like histrionic personality or borderline personality. One of those issues going on, or more, or multiple. And then some people have talked about the brain damage, which I think is referring to having his head rattled in Portugal. Very possible. And the other thing is just a long history of substance abuse will fuck someone up. And not substance use, right? Abuse. The pill stream, the insane amount of alcoholism, the allegations about cocaine and other drugs like that, and the appearance of those things. He needs to clean his fucking life up. William Smith says, quick FYI to the chat, the California post-birth abortion thing is BS as far as I can tell. Maybe in a few years, but we're not that insane yet. Thank God. I heard some rumblings about it, but I've got to look it up. I don't know. Tor Theo says, must admit, Ralph's a decent Doug Dimmadome cosplay. The end is near. Beware says, so Ralph is grown up Ralph Wiggum. Victor Phantasm, please God, Nick, get Jim to read the Daily Unbreaded. That'll be up to Jim. He'd be welcome to. Oh, shit. Where are we? Jack Sparrow says, just sent you a Twitter DM with a music video from the alleged mass shooter in California. It's epic. Oh, wait. Is this the one that was supposed to be in prison but was let out? T Funk says, bailiff whack his pee-pee. C-Mar, thanks for the donate, or thanks for the metal fingers sticker. Thank you. Habita Hubita says, where were you in Austin, Round Rock area? We got hit bad. No, I was in Dallas and then Tyler. And then back in Dallas. I says, those Ralph impressions are incredible. With talent like that, you should have auditioned for Costner. Ryoji Mata says, at this point, Ralph has just stayed on the very bridge he's burning. He's on, he has one last platform left to him. His behavior is going to either get him sent straight to prison away from his new kid. Is going to either get him sent straight to prison or away from his new kid, I think is what it's supposed to say. R.I.P. True Nana Shabata, Bad Pressure, Bad Cafe Care says, you keep saying you aren't drinking Cokes, but it's yet to be proven. So when is Drex coming over? I don't know. I don't know when Drex will be out again, but hopefully soon. Bogey 34 says, indictment just means trial. What's the problem? Well, getting indicted and going to trial for murder and running a self-defense case is like a $250,000 plus proposition. The Curtis Reeves defense was over $1 million that he paid out of pocket. So, I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem. Spencer Mosher says, yes, Sabaton tours often, boomer. They were supposed to tour with Judas Priest, but Priest canceled, so they postponed to Q3 2022 with Epica instead. Ann B. Feinstein says, as a concealed carry permit holder, I also pay for special insurance just in case I'm ever in the situation where I have to pull the trigger. Intimidator 0108 says, Sabaton does, and I believe that Minneapolis is one of their stops later this year. Also, check out the animated music video, No Bullets Fly. It includes a brief story before and after the song. Oh shit, Jackson Kai, I missed this one. Sorry. Says, good to have you back, Nick. All we had to listen to while you were gone was Flash yelling at Lofty over Godzilla. Well, while Anna drank in the background. Angry Bellsprout says, did you get your VHS of Waterworld signed? No. No. Shadow Fenrir 24 says, hello, Nick. I got 4 months left in the military and just found out my sister got me tickets to see Rammstein in Philly in August. Awesome. Have fun with that, buddy. I'm bored 742 says, I saw Sabaton live in the before times. One of the most fun shows I've been to. Great energy. Seek the Light. Did you get your festival box? My festival box. Fuck. I don't know. Also, did you see the rapper that died who had his funeral at the nightclub? Is that what someone sent me these videos of something? Was that was a dead rapper at the nightclub? I'm like, what the fuck is going on in these videos? I had no idea. So yes, I have seen that. I didn't know what it was. Festival box, I don't know. I just got back and have not gone to the PO box. The person house sitting for us had some packages left for us, but I haven't opened them. Evil Dead Ed El Jefe says, Elijah has been in plenty of riots and he's like 6'3". You could tell that he wasn't in any way intimidated by the gun. He's not quite 6'3". I'm a little taller than Elijah, but he's not short. Crusader Saracen says, Nick, what's the line between trusting your spouse, but also wanting to avoid the appearance of impropriety by following the Mike Pence rules? Bring your spouse with you. That's what I try to do. Also, I think the Mike Pence rules are just really good rules for men. Don't be in a room alone with a woman. I mean, right now, that's not even about spousal trust. That's about allegations, right? Have somebody with you, because you don't want to catch that allegation or accusation. You want that person to be able to say, "Nah, didn't happen. Was there bullshit." So it's a good rule for men. Don't be alone in a room with a woman. There obviously is a line like longtime friends or whatever but you know it's a risk. It's always a risk. So you just have to find out what your risk tolerance is, like in all situations. For me, I try to keep it pretty much above board on that. Let's talk about prepping. Says, keep my wife's rack's name out your mouth. Philip Booty says, guy who smacked Ralph called him Grape 'em Ralph. Yeah, he Rape It Ralph. That was very funny. Zypher Warrior says, your nose is so long it can trip every version of Godzilla except Godzilla 1998, who dives inside to lay a bunch of eggs to hatch babies. Disgusting. Wolfgang Deo says, tomorrow seems like it will be interesting. I hope so. Mario Carter 13 says, Lost Prophets broke up when Map Singer went to jail. Oh, good. Put him on the fucking wall. Put him in with my man. I can't remember his name, down in Oklahoma. You'll sort him out. Shut Up I Can Cook says, God bless the founders. Caligula says, now wait a minute, Ralph. No, Ralph, no. Imagine going from that Ralph to this Ralph. It has just been an embarrassing decline. Philip Booty says, if I bought Twitter, only bingers be hating. Wolfgang Deo says, how dare you not read my fanfic of me and you, Pag? Yeah, I don't read most emails. I'm certainly not going to read your giant screed. Padawan Grifter says, move to South Dakota. You could run over someone and end them and still keep your job as Attorney General. Yeah, South Dakota would. I don't think they have an income tax there. That'd not be a bad place. It's not too far from family. Maybe there's hope. Wolfgang Deo says, so like a woman of the night, I have to pay. Interesting. Yes. Seal Hunter, Waterworld is a great movie. Watched it with my dad when I was young. Also do a watch party, Abe Lincoln Vampire Slayer. It's a good movie. Oh, found Angry Banelings. Alt account. Seal Hunter says, also, did you get your yoga pants? No, not yet. Kyle Bogue says, Nick, do you play golf? I'm a member at a club in Lakeville and got a bunch of free passes if you want to play. Kyle, which club? Brackets or Heritage? I've played both. I love playing golf. I rarely have time to do it. I'm not good at it. I play golf to walk around playing golf. I don't play golf to be capable. But yeah, brackets or Heritage, man. I think brackets is the only membership one down there, so it's probably brackets. But yeah, that's a nice course. But yeah, I'd be down to play some golf. I don't know when. Maybe this spring or summer we could work something out. Oh, Crystal Lake. There you go. I don't think I've played Crystal Lake. I played Valleywood, Heritage, brackets. I haven't played the Crystal Lake course. But yeah, we'll when it gets a little warmer, maybe we can arrange something. I would love to. Okay. That's the show we have for tonight, guys. Shut Up I Can Cook says, any man calls a woman the B word is canceled in my book. Yes, Nick, never in my life called the B word, neither by woman nor man. Cancel away. CL Hunter says, I'm my own person, not an alt account. Yeah, prove it. No, I'm just kidding, brother. Okay, guys, I gotta get some rest. I'm dying. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully gonna get some short videos out very soon too. There's a bunch ready to go, and I thought I had gotten the editor permissions that he needed, but I missed some. So they were supposed to get posted while I was gone, but mea culpa, I missed some of the stuff and was away from a computer, so I couldn't get it set up on the road. But we should have some of that soon, and then hopefully we'll be having a more steady stream of short videos along with the live streams coming up very soon. But again, Johnny Depp is coming up also, so there's going to be a shitload of content in the very, very near future. We will definitely have a stream tomorrow night. I don't know if we'll do anything before that. I would love to wake up and play some Elden Ring, but depends. All right, guys. I'll see you soon tomorrow. Hope you have a good night. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side, if his kid's asleep tight, we'll hear some lost-plaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an ardbeg about more of that broad. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lost blaming tonight. From the white shores of Nairn to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Dante to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lost blaming tonight. From the white shores of Nairn to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now.